Yay! We're going live. Yay! Hope everybody's doing great. Dave here with Affordable Door and Gate. Hope you're doing great. Uncle Dave in the seat tonight. We are just playing around. We're seeing what's going on. It might have been a minute. I don't really remember. Time has just kind of, how do I explain it? It's kind of warped into the universe. But I did want to say it was super great in Vegas to meet so many of you. Great stories. Some of you, you can always reach out to me if I seen you when I was talking to somebody or whatever. You guys can always email me at the Daveadubson@gmail.com. Don't be afraid to email me. Reach out. Say, hey, I seen you. We just didn't get to chat because there was quite a few that I was talking to people, and I would say hi and I would shake hands, and it was I didn't get to see you on the way around. That place was huge, so there was a lot of stuff going on. So I do apologize if I didn't get to catch up with you. I should have probably maybe did like a little bit more of a meeting spot at a certain time or whatnot. That might have been just a touch better. I'm not sure. Not sure. I'm trying to think about the next one we can do to be better, more efficient, all that good stuff. But it was a great time, a lot of great conversations. I definitely wish I would have went and stayed with we should have did the Friday for sure. Definitely you need the 2 days. So I'm just sitting here I might even just start editing this one a little bit, get this one out because this one was great. Got to meet the Mr. SOS. Great time. Awesome dude. Definitely need to do more. What's up, Rusty? So let me throw this up on the screen here. Who had the best new product? Well, there's a couple that come to mind, and I'm probably not even scratching the surface. I'm definitely interested in the Lanier/Nice. They got a commercial, which I must have got fed some bad information or something. They actually have a commercial jack shaft opener. I don't know about the trolley. I'm assuming they got a trolley, but their jack shaft is the DC. But I did like the guy, supposedly the guy that helped engineer it was there, and I did get some video of it. But he showed how easy it's like. Gosh, they shaved off either it was like 20 or 40 pounds compared to like a J50. One big circuit board. Not sure if that's good. Kind of had like a plastic cover. I don't know. Just it looked kind of simple. Like I was just like, I don't know if this is like great or if this is kind of like I don't know. It got my attention. I thought I'd be interested in maybe something like that. The soft stops. He had a big. They had a big one there too that would do, and then it had like the levers. It reminded me a little bit of Albany, where it has the levers. You pull red to green, kind of re-engages it. I don't know. It's just something I think I'd like to get my hands on and test it out. Probably the coolest thing. I don't have information in front of me. I should have grabbed my bag. It's there was a gentleman there I talked to that we are going to be in cahoots and see about getting it's basically an adjustable backplate, which is phenomenal. It's for helping you mount your opener like a gear head to it or a J50 to it, and it slides. The base slides, and it's got these brackets to hold bearings, so everything is intertwined to basically keep your chain tight from your instead of almost like it eliminates a spreader bar. Yeah, I don't think you need a spreader bar the way it's designed, but really cool. really cool. I mean, I was like, dude, I was like, that's sweet. Like, I want one now. Like, can we go out in the back parking lot and like get one? It was pretty sweet. Excuse me. Surewinder. I tried. I tried. Me and SOS were even talking about it. We're just gonna go like we're just gonna go get one. Um, no, no. I talked to them. It's definitely a very it sounds like it's very similar to the Spring Turner, where just what I got, just my opinion. Don't sue me, bro. But they very small mom and pop. I think it was kind of the husband wife were there, a little bit older, and they were saying something about I think they just got. I think this is their first. I think it might have been their first grandbaby. So the son's normally there to help. So, but he wasn't there because of the grandbaby. But they were doing a raffle, so they were going to give a free one away. So I did put it in. I think it was at the end of the show, so I don't know how that goes. So I did put my stuff in there, but yeah, I don't know who won or who got one or whatever. So, but you know what I mean? It was pretty much like, just buy one. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think they're unreasonable price. It's kind of weird because I got my eyes on two of them, well, actually three, that I was looking around, and I almost was going to do it. I got a couple that are just around that were used. Used, one was new, but I just have a hard time with the traveling. You know what I mean? Like, do I really want to travel just across the border or I can just have one shipped to my door? So, but definitely nice. Definitely nice. I did tell them, it says it was always a struggle for me to understand a sure winder to a brute winder. But they were nice. We got some literature. He did what was interesting though. He did say a few things. He said, for one, he says, well, you don't see. He goes, you don't see spring turner here, and I was like, fair enough. And then he also mentioned that the spring turner takes up a lot more room, which I can't disagree. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta shovel that stuff to get it in there to engage. So I said, so that's all valid points. And I mentioned to him possibly about being a smaller, maybe this is just a side gig for them. And he said, yeah, he goes, that's what I kind of think. Cause I think he was kind of portraying a little bit like, I don't know how they even maybe stay in business, and I don't know anything about that. Like I said, they could be rolling in the big dough, but so yeah, but don't, no sure winder. Got to get my hands on one eventually, especially now that I hear there's hope out there that maybe, like Cap was even like, spring turner worked pretty good. I'm like, I know. So I'm telling you, man, like you got big springs to do. That maybe works good, but I think they could do it on one side, but they couldn't do it on the other side. He said because something didn't fit. It wasn't going to fit with the mechanism. So interesting stuff. So what's new with you, Rusty? Got anything lined up for next week? How was this week? Was this week okay? Nothing crazy? No flat tires? No blown up transmissions? No garage door panels damaged? Besides that one goofy one you had? I like that. That was kind of funny. Let me look at the notes here. Maybe we'll leave it out. I don't know. I did, but I think Rusty, I don't think you do markers though. Got those markers in that Tanner recommended. So this is my first time trying them out. I'm gonna try them out, smell them, see what they. I don't know about a taste test, but I don't even know how you open this. I feel like it's just gonna go. Bleh. Oh, look at that big old tip. I don't smell like a permanent mark or anything. I don't know what these are. They don't smell real potent. Where is my light? I wish I had a light here. Let me see if I can find a light. I got these things called kids, and they like to steal them, make like little projects out of them. I'm always like, don't take my stinking light. Leave my light alone. You're gonna have to glue it to it. I'm not seeing a light, just handy right here by the computer where it's supposed to be. So who knows what kind of project she did. Got that. I got that. Are they using it for like reading or something? Doubt that. It's probably for like nighttime. They get a box. Oh, I got one. Dead one, of course. Oh, just never fails. Those women, they'll never understand if there's an emergency. Let's plug this in just so it's plugged in. Plugged in. Yeah, I guess I can make it work if I plug it in because I do have, because Apple's not going to give you any juice. They're definitely not going to do that. Hopefully it's a touchscreen computer. Don't be a touchscreen computer. Oh. All right, let's see how many connectors we can fit in the old charger. Oh, let there be light. Sweet. I like it. All right, here we go. Ta-da. Let's check this. Is it already ready to go, or is it got to be like break the seal? I think it's going to be like a break the seal type of thing. But you can see, look at that tip. That's a pretty big old tip. I don't know if this is going to take the place of the, like, I can grab the little black. Nothing so far. Okay, it's got a rattle. I can hear a rattle in it. All right, so I don't want to make a big old mess. Oh, okay, it has a pretty good spring in her. Holy cow, I don't know if you can see that. Has to be pushing it. It's got a big old spring in her. Come on, baby. Trying to kill me if I get all stuff over a table. You might have to prime it up before you get to the job site. Okay, come on. Oh, there she goes. Oh. Okay. I don't know if this will replace the ones I currently use. Huh. Well, I mean, it works. I mean, it's definitely working. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. But I'll let you know in the future here on it. Acrylic painters, huh? I don't know if you can see that. Amazon. What's nice is Amazon, so it gets delivered. That's nice. That is nice. Oh, what do we got here? 12 by 14 install on Monday. Install Tuesday. Oh, does it go until May? Until May? Holy cow, man. How are you guys gonna survive? Let's see. A few doors this week, a few installs, a lot of service. Oh, that's a great one. Let me check. I want to see now that you said that service. Let me see what their schedule look like. I know next week's going to be jammed because JOBBER jobber schedule. Today's Sunday. What day did we have? Monday was pretty full. Tuesday is 3/4, I'd say. Wednesday, depart. That's kind of a late day, which is probably not too bad. Broken spring, new opener install and PM service. I think that's a residential. Broken spring, residential service call, and new bottom seal. Ooh, detail estimate. Let's see what the detail estimate was for. I said delivery driver ran into his door and would like an estimate. Oh, do we have any notes? Let's see what the notes say. Oh, we got plenty of pictures. Looks like it's got an old 8500. 16% vinyl back door with 12-inch radius. Has, ooh, all right. I might be in trouble on that one. Thursday, broken spring. Not too much. Let's see. That one's commercial service call. See how Friday treated. Fridays can be pretty crazy. Oh yeah, Friday's got all kinds of crap on it. Safety edge, audit, seal walkthrough, wall station not working. Oh, we'll see who's wall station if we have any notes on that. After power outage installed. Here we go. Just installed new Chamberlain B. This is the B45 oh something. This is from the Home Depot special. This year they lost power with one of the last storms. Station is blinking yellow. He can open it with the remote. Son of a biscuit. Stupid wall stations. Dual gate working on one side. This one's gate stuck closed. Ooh, it's never a good thing to have a gate stuck closed. All doors we have ordered won't be in for a couple weeks, so my brother will just do all the service and openers himself. He can handle it. He can carry the torch. He can carry the torch. Well, that's good. Like I said, that'll work out good. That's not such a bad thing. It's so quiet today. I wonder if there's a game. Is there like a football or something funny on today? Hockey match. Like I said, heck, I might as well keep editing some video here. This was SOS. I'm bumming because the audio. God darn it! He had his mic. I didn't have mine. So there's me and Mr. SOS. Super great dude. Super great dude. Let's see if I upload this. Let's see if I go like this, and then I kind of forgetting how I do this. It's been a minute. It was kind of nice because I was trying to get stuff done on the airport or in the airplane and airport. It's kind of one of those things like, what was it? Chicago, Grand Rapids to Chicago. Easy, right? That's not long at all. Chicago to Vegas, that one tortured me. I'm very like broad shoulder, so to be like in the chairs and I was in the middle, and so I'm like, and of course that ride, I had somebody next to me that's just like hogging the armrest, which is it's okay. I mean, I wasn't like, it was like a mutual agreement. So like I'm more leaning over towards the wife's side, but just being cooped up that long, whatever it was, like 3 hours or something. Holy moly, man. I was just like, I got off and it was just like, freedom, get me out of here. Like, just get me out of this tin can. I don't know what the round trip. I'm sure it's about 15. 1,500 for the two of us is my guess. Oh, there's okay. So thank you. I wonder. I was like, man, it's pretty quiet. It's like hockey's going on. How long does hockey go to? Do you know, Rusty? How long the game's on to? I don't know if it's just started. I can normally always tell when there's a sport event on. It's like it's quiet, super quiet. I know. I was thinking that's what I should do. I should might go out and just. I got the garage. I got garage cleaned up, or I could edit this video or get it posted at least. It's about 1,200. Yeah, I figured we didn't really we didn't have much time to really kind of calculate. I just told her, I said, I bet with food and everything. I said, what do you think we're at? And she said, she goes, I'm sure we're probably about three or four, with food, hotel, with everything. So, but if you asked me, if you said, what do you think, Dave? Was it like, would you, uh, would you fly again or would you drive? And I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm way on the I'm like I might drive. You know what I mean? Like, you know, actually the customs or whatever it is that went pretty good. Um, we didn't get any roadblocks, and they really just stand up, put your hands up. They do the whole scan thing. Um, everything went pretty good, but uh, I don't know. I don't know. Just sitting there just drove me. Even though then they even had internet for the most part. So you had internet, but oh man, just sitting. Oh, I got Uncle Dave and my uncle's calling me. Gonna have to wait. It's cause the road trip. Hades about 1,200 one person. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you'll. I know you'll let me know, Rusty, if this happens. But supposedly, I heard on. I think I heard it like on a podcast when I was over in Vegas, and somebody was saying, I and you know how this is. This might happen, might not happen. But I was like, oh, I was like, hope this don't happen to me. Like people that already purchased tickets, they were getting slapped with like $600 or something like that, for extra fuel, like an extra like a fuel charge, and I was surge charge. I was like letting the wife Tron, listen to it, and she's like, yeah, and I was like, oh, I hope that doesn't happen to us. They kind of got us now. Like, it's not like if we're going out and be like, oh, that's all right, whatever. Like, we'll go back home, forget it. We're stuck, baby. Ooh, all right. Do you have any idea what time is that? What time do you think the hockey game's over? I'm just curious. Maybe I can Google it. I don't know if it'll tell me or not. I know it's not a precise, but let's see here. Uh, time. AI is getting pretty good. Hockey game. What time? Well, what time does the hockey game start tonight? I guess that's a good one. Oh, the points are really low. We're in the first. Um, Holy cow, we got a while. Tonight. What time? Hockey game. I'll put end. Let's see if it figures that out. Steven, what's up? What time? Time 7 the game end. A time to 7 p.m. hockey. How long is the ice hockey game tonight? There is 60-minute ice time of the game, which 15 minutes breaks. So it's probably what, an hour or so. Some change. So that means it probably gets done what, 10:30? 10ish. Oh my gosh. It's what is it now? 9? Yeah. Yeah, that's a while. That's a while. Steven, what's new out there? You got me. You got me. I'm here. If you got any questions, let me know. I don't know how long I'll stay on. It's so quiet. So quiet. It's so quiet. Like Trump. It's quiet. We have victory. We have victory. We have opened the straits of Hormuz. The victory is ours. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a little story. My story is this inflation that I feel like is stored up in the back somehow. I don't know how they're retaining this. Like I've been really thinking about it. Like I just keep wondering how they keep storing it. Like how can they just bring gas prices or the barrels so low? Like how, like I just feel like all of a sudden I don't know if it's going to be like summertime or it's going to be fall and they're just going to go bam. We're going to get hit with some like massive inflation crap. I don't know. Probably 10ish. Mr. Tanner, how was your week? How'd it go? I was looking up to Kentucky. I was like, yeah, Kentucky would be nice. Vegas is Vegas. Very big, very big. Big crowd, big crowd. What's this say? I've made it to the show. Oh yeah, it'd been great. It'd been great. It's okay though. Like I said, it's there's some things to learn. You know, like I said, I wish I was there for the 2 days because one day fell a little bit on kind of the rush side. So I was like, okay, I was like, I know this time can fly. So I had to really concentrate on some of the big dogs. To be honest, we the the lift master one, I I got a little video. It was just not entertaining. Like they really didn't have any product out. It was more like just like they had a guy there with a mic talking with a TV, I think, in the background. And the wife of Tron's like, unfortunately, she's like, I can't even really hear what he's saying. And I'm like, yeah. And it, it was just it was bad in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like they had a few openers, but it was like then they had like three girls standing up there. I don't even know what they were doing. I don't know if you could just like bid on them, take them home. I don't know what the gimmick was, but we didn't really talk to anybody in the lift master side. It was just these guys had the Door Kings or whatever. Man, they had a ton of people in their booth, and they had a smaller booth, but just people just like they were like ants crawling over their products. You know what I mean? I was just like, I was like, wonder if they're getting so they got kind of lift linear nice. Theirs was semi busy. Genie was pretty busy, but theirs was big. They had a big and they had commercial openers there. They had all kinds of stuff there. Rusty's got drive to Kentucky. Yeah, yeah. I'd probably I would do the same. I'd drive to Kentucky. Kentucky might be a really good spot. You know what I mean? Because it might be more of a, because it's weird because most of you guys are, kind of on the east side of the country. That I talk to. We only have a few out there towards Cali and stuff like that. So, it might be a nice blend, little more country slash, you know, blue collar. Vegas. I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know. There was definitely a lot of. There's just a lot of people. Vegas too far. All I know is when we were going in and out with the airplane, um, I remember like I just kept going, look at those mountains. And I kept going, that's why you need a turbocharged whatever it is, because of the altitude. Because when we took the van out there the one year, oh man, the van was struggling, especially being loaded down with people and luggage. I thought I was gonna blow the thing up. I was like trying to like climb the hills. I'm like, I need more power. I told myself, I'm like, I'm coming out here with one of those what's it called, the Ford, it's Excursion, right? They don't make them anymore. Not the Expedition, the Excursion, but the diesel, 7.3 or 6.0, whatever they had them, diesel turbocharged. Steven, where was the 2024 show? Where was that at? And you made it. How was it? Did you like it? Was it good? Was it bad? It is probably good that they do them maybe every 2 years. I swear, I could be wrong, but didn't they used to do it every year? And I don't know when that was up to, if that was up to like COVID. Don't say that word, Gotti. Land of the free. That's right. Free speech. Negative. Yeah, I don't know where. Ooh, look at Rusty. Rusty's always got crazy. He's good, man. He's good. Get all fired up, come back, improve it on anything. They did have a different CRM system, so the Wifetron got more information on that. I don't know. You know how it is. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Um, it was kind of like when you're out there, you realize, for one, at least this is me, and I haven't been there for a while. You remember a lot of faces a lot of faces that you remember, you realize are gone. Um, like Jeannie, we used to have a lady named Danielle, and I don't know if she was like their social media person or whatever, but she was no longer there. The guy that I remember selling me a skid of Jeannie's the first one, and he was all, blah blah blah. Um, no longer there. But in WD, Wayne Dalton, there was a few phases. I remember the one guy, so I kind of confronted him. He probably don't really remember me. I just know him because I was so saturated with Wayne Dalton. There was kind of my sales lady, and then there was him. Like, he was the boss of her. And I don't know how to describe this guy. It seems like he reminds me of somebody from a movie. I can't remember what, but it's like one of those guys that has tennis shoes, really tall socks, shorts, and he just kind of reminds me. He's a little bit stockier, and he's just always like he's just like, oh yeah, how's it going? Let me get, well, we'll get the sales guy on you. Yeah, this is your sales guy in there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like always looking, and I was just like, yeah, he's super nice. There's nothing wrong with him. I'm always like, I said, man, I seen him. And it was just like an old face. I remember I was like, boy, I said, you've been around a long time, and he says, yeah, he says 20 years. I was thinking 20 years. That's basically me. I was like, son of a gun. So I was asking him about a few people, and some of those people have moved up in the business, and they're still there. It's just you wouldn't interact with them anymore. So, it was all right. It was all right. It was all right. So it's just you got to go into it. When you go into the expo, it's like you realize that these people are trying to sell you stuff, and sometimes they don't know if their um, own stuff stinks, in a sense, to some degree. So, but it was good. I was happy to meet Guardian. And I think they said we could get some stuff out of Detroit, so that's nice. But I think but what got me, of course, is they were like, we're talking about switching everything to LEDs, and I'm like, oh, and the guy's like, well, you don't like that? And I was like, no. I was like, because I was like, how's the homeowner going to change it themselves? And he's like, well, we've sold this and we've had really good success with this one. And I'm like, I get it. It was Vegas. So 2024 was in Vegas as well. Interesting. They didn't switch it up, huh? Tell me a little more, Steven. Now you got me a little curious. Why do you like the industrial, when you say industrial shows, do you like other ones to go to that I don't even know about? Um, what do you like about them? I'm just curious. What do you like? Evans in the house. Oops, did I hit the wrong one? Oh, wait. Steven, so you got one for 2024, right? Couldn't make it. And then you got 2025. So they were doing it every year, right? I thought they do it every other year. So like Kentucky is what, 28? What's up, Evan? Did you work the weekend? You got anything planned for today or tomorrow? How's third eye blind? I don't know what is that supposed to indicate? uh, Something else to get this semi baby dynamite. What's up, Mr. Rich? We made it back. Rich was making sure I came back alive. I'm curious. Now I'm curious because I don't know when. Like I said, I thought I remember. Was Pro Max there? Is that like who's Pro Max? Is that like Performax? Pro Max. I don't know if Pro Max was there. Like I said, I had to aim for like the big dogs. I was going to the big dogs. Service Spring, of course, I was wearing the Service Spring hat. And Jeremy, he's a rock star. He hooked right on to me and gave me the whole spew. I guess Invicta now is traveling farther. So I told him, I said, well, we can't get your product, and he's like, basically like, bull crap, man, we'll get it to you. And I'm like, he's like, we got it out of, I think they were doing out of Detroit too. And I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, oh, I was like, if the Rich B, I mean, Rich B's got it going so good. I was like, $75, no holla for like one door, for two doors, for 10 doors. It's just $75, no holla. And they got the long stems for the bottom rollers, which I just think is a nice touch. I mean, they even make me so mad with their weather seal, but I still love their product. And I'm like, man, I don't know what to do. What are you going to do when you got something that works so good for you? Oops, did I jump here? Was from X. Oh, the third eye that was for the late night. That was for the late night. Yep. I didn't go to the late night. Um, probably should have. Probably should have just for the heck of it. But the late night stuff, ah, I don't even know if I should check. I don't even know if SOS made the late night stuff. The late night stuff, I just don't really. how do I explain it? And this is just my opinion, so don't shoot the messenger. It's like eh, it's like it's like being okay. This is what just came to my mind. It's like being at a nursing home and watching them do like the dance club or something, or doing like bingo but dancing. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and so like when we went the last time, right? And I don't know what this time. Not to say you couldn't just go sit at a table and just whatever. Um, it's like you got people that are like doing this, you know what I mean? And then it's like you got this all the salespeople, and they're like, "Hey, you want to buy a skid? Hey, you want to buy a skid of openers? Hey, you want to buy a skid of rails?" And you're just like, "Yeah, man." You're like, and they're like, "We got the best in the industry." Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it's just. I don't know. Like I was just kind of like, I didn't know if we were gonna go. I mean, it was like we ended up. We got dinner, and then we went for a walk down the strip and everything. So we enjoyed our piece, and we went and walked the mall. And um, the mall was actually it was kind of quiet down there. I ain't gonna lie. Vegas was definitely not the Vegas I remember last time I was there. I don't think Vegas has the flickers anymore. Does anybody know about that? I don't think they have the flickers. You know what those are? Is if you don't know what the flickers are, is they would hand out prostitution cards, and there'd be guys all in the corner all the time. You'd see them littered all over the ground, all over the ground. Cards. I remember when I was over there. This is years ago. I don't remember what year it was. Had to be probably 8, 10 years ago. And I remember there was a kid in front of me. He was a younger kid. I don't know how old he was. Probably 14, 15, somewhere 16. I don't know. Anyways, I remember watching him. He's in front of me walking, and I remember he reached his hand out to one of the flickers. They had those cards, and that's why I call them flickers because they'll sit there, on their fingers or however they do it. And he reached out, and the guy was like pulled back, like, "Nope, you're too young." Well, anyways, the kid he goes down to the ground, and he picks up one of those like a business card or whatever it is. And I remember he turned around and looked at the guy, and the guy just kind of smirked at him like, "You got me, boy." And I was thinking like, yeah, it's like you don't need them to, because people will get them, they'll hand them to you, right? Just feed them to you all the time, and then you like look at it, you see who it is, some chick or whatever it is, and you're like, yeah, whatever. They just throw them on the ground. I didn't see any of that. There was no litter, at least where we were at. So I don't know if they're down at the older, if we're at the newer. SOS machine shop for 35. Always went to MTS in Chicago. Feet, learning about new stuff. Ooh, Steven, what are they? I bet that's a pretty cool show. I'd like to know when that happens. That might be pretty cool. That's just like the gentleman there that had that adjustable bracket he made. I was like, dude, now that to me got me excited. I was like, that is revolutionary. That is something new. That's what the industry needs. Like, I would kill for this. I just did those big doors, and I had slack in the chain, and I told him how I did it. And I even gave him an idea what I was thinking about for a spreader bar. So maybe he'll take it and run with it. I don't know. Bottom selection place today. Had to change it 2 times already because of dents. This time the customer backed into it. Ooh. I tell you what you kind of learn over the years, at least in my opinion, is like we got that one that's the Clopay iron, what's it called? Rusty? Ironwood or some Ironworks. We're going to make sure we tear that apart, double check it before we go out to customers. I can't tell you how many times I've done that, right? You get a new section in from the vendor, they had a mess up, whatever. You go out there, it's in the same shape or worse. and you're like, oh my gosh, and you just feel like a total donkey. Oh, place is huge. I'm assuming that's the same one as what you're talking about, or Steven's talking about. Yeah, I've been trying to like, why? It's like some of the landscaper stuff too is kind of treaty or anything tool related. Like, um, sometimes they got stuff that just kind of makes your brain like. There was stuff at the Vegas show. They were showing like drilling, and I really wanted to spend more time with it, but I knew I was going to run out of time, so I was kind of like Google eyeing it. I was like, what is that? I was like, that looks cool, and then it was like, it's like, all right, well, carry on. Me cars for professionals at 17. Every few feet, they probably thought I don't know what you have to be for legal there, if it's 18 or they probably thought for sure. Yeah, I thought they called them the flickers. Flickers. I didn't see any of those. What they do now, I think, I don't know, not an expert. They got those. You remember how like you put the coins in and get your newspaper out of type of thing? They got something similar to that, but it's just a booth. Like it's a box with like maybe 12 or 10 across, and it's like a double stacker. They're pretty big for the doors. But anyways, they got pictures of the ladies on there. And so we were walking past. It was the second one I walked past to, and I knew I could tell they weren't locked. They just had doors that flick open. And so I told the wife trying, I said, hey, let me stop for a second. I want to look at what's in here. So I opened up one, and of course it had like those cards. I went, no way. I said, these are where the cards are at now. I said, son of a gun. So I'm assuming maybe that's what they're doing. I didn't see it on the main drag, but I found this on like the side road. So I don't know if that's Vegas. Well, so here's some just insight. I'm glad Rich brought this up because I did talk to the two Ubers that we took, and the guy said just to give you perspective, he said, what was it, a year or two ago or something like that. Anyways, it was like 700,000. He said now it's up to 1.2. He said that the way I kind of interpreted it was that Vegas is bringing in like you guys probably know if you're into sports. I think they're bringing in their own. I don't know if it was hockey, baseball. I mean, I guess they're building some pretty big. At least from what he sounded like, they're building some pretty big outfits. It almost felt like what he was conveying to me. He didn't speak the best English, so it was kind of a little bit like, say again. Um, but he was saying that they're bringing a lot of stuff in, and the way I interpret it and the way I think about it right now, without the flickers and stuff like there, is that Vegas is changing. It's not turning into this booze casino prostitution. It's turning into more of uh, it almost felt a little more family oriented. You know what I mean? Like, um, the sport games and trying to draw people in. Like they're still going to have probably the casinos and all that stuff. But even like when we were at the hotel, I was telling the wife trying. I said, I really don't see anything for anybody I even know on some of these signs like that are coming in. You know what I mean? I mean, the one thing I seen Trump was coming in on the news. But any of the signs, I didn't see any like I didn't see country singers that I knew, or it was like there was a guy that looked like he was impersonating Elvis. Um, it definitely had a different vibe from 8 or 10 years ago. Like I was just like, but it was a lot more. It definitely felt way more manageable. When I was there, like I said, years ago, it was. I mean, the streets were packed. I mean, people just jaywalking. They weren't following the signs. I mean, we were sitting in a bunch of probably the most I would say it was like sitting at a street light. We might have like 8 or 12 of us, waiting across. So, it was different. It was different. I wouldn't say it was bad. It was just I definitely don't doubt that things are slower. But the guy, they had a big WWE something going on. So I was bringing. He said, "Oh, he said Friday, we'll be really busy." Um, but yeah, I don't doubt that they're slow. It's just uh, is interesting. I don't know. Memories bad in Vegas spring break. Do you remember, Evan? Was it just like crazy? Did you feel like it was just crazy, slammed with people? I mean, walking around. I mean, the mall. I asked one of the ladies in the mall, and the mall was pretty quiet. And the mall closes at 8, which seems, you know what I mean? Like that's weird to me. I was like, the mall closes at 8. I think Friday it closed at 9. Saturday I think it was 9 as well. Um, and I'm just kind of like, what happened? Like, I feel like ever since the cough syndrome, I was like everything goes 24/7, or at least till, you at least think 9 minimum, 9, 10, 11, something like that. So that was just crazy. It's not blowing heat out, is it? I don't need the heater on. Iron ore. Thank you for that. Iron ore. Yes. It will only be 2 months and it will finally come in. Anderson machine tool shows how Cormac says 1 square feet. Huge show. Do you know when the next one is, Stephen? Roughly? Does it already happen this year, or is there one coming up this year? Any clue? I probably should take a picture, so hopefully I can try to remember this at some point. Oh, oh. Oh. So guys, is there catering whales? The international gamblers, we're not in the club. Yeah, and the guy was telling me he had some kind of statistics, and basically the foreigners were way down compared to what they were, whatever it was, 2 or 3 years ago or something like that. He was telling me, and so I don't know what he was trying to tell me with that, but he was just saying like basically international um, people from other countries are like way down. And I was just like, I was like, and we were getting close to the airport, so I knew I couldn't indulge him into a big conversation. We were nice enough because that one, I don't know all the models. I think that was a model. I think that was a Tesla Model S. Nice car, rode nice. I mean, it was sporty. Don't know if I'd own one, but I could see. He told me though. He says for what he does, he's got to charge twice a day. He said, and that's kind of the bummer. I asked him. I said, "What'd you have before when you were doing this?" He says, "I think he was a Toyota Corolla." He said had over 400,000 miles on it. I was like, "Yeah." I said, "What year?" Because I'm looking for one for the kiddo eventually here. And he said 2015. I didn't tell him. I said, I didn't tell him that. I don't think the Tesla's going to make it that long. I think he already had like 75,000. That was a 2024. So he adds them up quick. Didn't spend too much time in Vegas. We landed there, then drove from there. Okay. Transfer, renting a house. I remember also driving. Anxiety in the, what was it, the backseat of the rental car trying to get through the strip. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I was definitely happy for the Uber drivers. You know what I mean? Because dude, it was insane. I think I took some video. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I took some video. But we were like waiting for the car. I mean, it was like I think there was like 6 or 8 rows of lanes for all this was for like Uber or flight or whatever, and I'm just like, or Lyft. I'm sorry, Uber and Lyft. I'm just like, it was like purple in there. It was like I didn't like it. I was like, man, I was like, all I kept thinking was like, I could see why the big dogs have private jets. They got their limousines. Um, it was just, I don't know, man. It was just a crazy. I can't believe this is where we're at because we were walking past some other areas, and it was like they were just like taxi. And I was like, "There's a taxi." I'm like, "Just get a taxi." I was like, "We'll just do a taxi." She's like, "No." She's like, "Yeah, I got this." I'm just like, whatever. Just tell me where to go, what to do, what to say. But from the airport, it was busy that time because it was like, I don't know, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And holy moly. And the guy we had, I don't think he was maybe super on top of it. I don't know. But we got into a couple constructions and he like almost he like ran right up to the cones and he's like waiting to get over. And I'm just like, please, Lord, please don't let us get into an accident. I was like, we don't need that. It's like this poor man does not need this on his car either. Oh, it's every 2 years. Son of a biscuit. Oh, September of this year, so we can catch it. Nice. Ooh. Well, maybe I'll have to see about that one's in what, Chicago? So that's not very far. Their own pass around the strip and I didn't see anything about that. I'm not saying that's a negatory, but I didn't see anything. And the thing was, is because when we rode the Tesla, we left at it was coming to pick us up at 5. Yeah, it was 5 in the morning. So it was a pretty nice ride. It was like kind of owned the roads. There was very few cars out. And the one we came was it was like a Evo or something. It was like a real small car. I forget it was Mitsubishi Evo or something like that we rode in. Um, it's kind of one of those things, you just went through war, it feels like, even though it's not, but you're just like you just want to get to your room, you want to use the bathroom, you want to scratch you know, your sack, whatever. You just want to stretch for a minute. You just like, whew, we made it. Oh man. It was kind of like when we landed, it's just kind of, it felt good to be, feels good to be kind of back home too. I tell you what, every time I travel, it gives me such another level of appreciation for the people that do it. I could not imagine some of the salespeople what they go through. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to put myself in like like oh like what if you worked for WD or Clopay or any of them, Liftmaster, whatever, and you had to fly out here for this. I just I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it's just um when I was doing stuff with Josh, I had a great time, but there's just something to it, and maybe maybe you guys will get to experience it. Maybe you don't have to, and you won't don't want to, but there's just something about taking your luggage from the vehicle and huffing it upstairs or an elevator, taking it to a room, and just like laying down in the air conditioning. It's like almost like pulling a tie off. You're just like, whoa, what a day. And then you realize that it's like, oh, like I'm not gonna have dinner with my kids tonight. Oh, I don't get to yell at them. I don't get to poke them. I don't get to tease them. I don't get to hug them. That's kind of crummy. And then it's, um, you're just with always a bunch of strangers. Then morning time comes, you got a routine. You got to reload your luggage or whatever if you got certain things, or you got to huff them all back down. I could definitely see why like maybe like an SUV, but it's difficult for me too because obviously if I do certain things, you got to bring tools and stuff like that. Or I like to anyways. But even out there, we're getting stuff. hat, whatever. And I'm realizing like I was telling the wife trying to say we gotta like can't be getting any more stuff. I mean, like one guy's like, it's less stuff we gotta haul back. Like, how many you want? Just and I'm like, we can't take any more. Like we're not gonna fit it in our bags. And we did carry on, and that was pretty nice. No, we flew out of we parked in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Did the long term parking, so we had the vehicles in shelter. We've done that before, and then which I don't know, maybe they're all that way. I don't know. So we did that. Then we flew because we waited. It was my fault. We waited a little bit longer because originally there was direct flights. Gosh, I can't remember for sure if it was out of Grand Rapids or if we had to go to Detroit. But anyway, she said, she had to give me the like, now that we waited so long, because slowpoke, she said, now we can't do, we got to do layover. So we went from Grand Rapids, Michigan to Chicago. Didn't have much of a layover there, whatever, an hour or something, hour and a half. Um, Walked around, blah, blah. Then we took from Chicago all the way to Vegas. And that was the one I didn't enjoy. When we went from Vegas, when this one went to Denver. And Denver, I like Denver. I don't know what it was about Denver. People seemed real chatty. Everybody seemed like it seemed more like people I could mingle with. You know what I mean? Just it just seemed more mellow. The airport was really, really long for sure, really huge. I think they have two terminals in a sense. So I didn't realize I guess we were running behind. I was just following the wifetron and she was like power tripping through. And I'm like, man, like she is really scooting. Like we need to slow down. They even got those escalators, whatever you like walk on, like you see in the movies, and like makes you go faster. Place was huge. And so but I really liked the vibes there. I was just like, man, if I was to move, maybe this would be somewhere the area or something, this is where these people, you know. So, anyways, we went from Vegas to Denver, and then Denver to Grand Rapids, Michigan. Um, the Denver one to Grand Rapids kind of was a little bit of a bummer too. I had another guy next to me. He was reading a book, right? So his shoulders are just right pegged on the elbow things, and so I'm kind of leaned over. I was trying to take a little bit of a siesta nap. But the one from Vegas to Denver, I didn't have. They said it was going to be I think it could hold like 230 some people or something like that, and it was only going to be 160 or whatever. So I didn't have nobody next to me. That was great. I was thinking to myself like, oh, I'd almost pay extra to have another seat, just because the person next to me being sandwiched was the crazy part. Nice beds. Yes, the beds. Slept like a baby. Second night, though, I think I was concerned about the alarm. So I'd sleep good, but then I was waking up like every hour, it felt like. I was trying to explain to the wife, no, never got a feedback. I told her, so for some reason, it feels like the time is moving really slow here. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because you ain't got so many things to do, house chores, work, everything, but it's crazy. Ask away. What you got? Look at that. Look, what do you got for a thing on there? Quick question. Go for it. I didn't get a hot dog. I didn't get a hot dog. We were going over, of course the wife gets this whole things, the tattoos. She's like, we can get tattoos. I'm like, we're not getting tattoos. so so the night I was like, well, let's at least try it. And I think because we had such good success with the Marriott that we were in. They have a bar and stuff down there. They cook you food. It was really good food. You know what I mean? Excellent food, honestly. Um, I think we had such good luck because we were like, we'll do it tonight, and then if we don't like it, we'll just figure out something else. We'll get like Uber Eats or something, or we'll go somewhere. And so the first night, I've kind of played it safe. It was like $52 for a steak. I was like, $52, like, oh my gosh, And so, anyways, um, I did a hamburger, And then that was really good. Her food was really good. And then the second night, we ended up. She goes, I'm assuming you don't want a hamburger, and I was like, yeah, we should probably change it up. I was like, I'll try the steak. So we did the steak. Steak was actually really good. I was surprised. Most time I don't get good steaks. I can cook better steaks at home, but no hot dogs. No hot dogs. I don't even know if that was on the menu. If it was, she didn't tell me. She got for new construction homes. Do you pre-wire sensors and the buttons? I don't. I'm not saying that's not a bad idea if you wanted to offer that, but in my opinion, what did we run up to here? Um, in my opinion, obviously, if you can charge more or make money, I mean, I don't think that's a bad service. But no, I've never done that. I don't, you know what I mean? That's just too much like going back and stuff. If it's close, you know, I would say go for it. But we never really did a lot of, when we were pushing really hard for the builders. Um, we that was back in the '07, '08, and we, a lot of them that we were pushing for went under. And I seen probably about two or three garage door companies that went under because of that too, because they were just so entrenched with them. And that always scared me. Like I was like, ooh, I was like, I'm not gonna be that guy. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's scary. So we don't deal with a lot of the pre-wire stuff. Plus, then it's you got to deal with contractors. Who knows? I've had it before. Sometimes they're dead because they screw wires. They screw a drywall screw into it, mess them up. If it's something like the builder wants to do it or something, then it's like, to me, it's like, go for it. And then they can yell at the drywall guy if they don't hang the wires down in the right spot or pull the wires. So to me, that's kind of a Sparky thing. Like Sparky should be doing that. But if you got the opportunity or can make money or charge them, sure, absolutely. Says yes. Says no. Yes, Dave. Rich will help you. Have electrician. There you go, right there. Have electrician do it. Yeah, that I feel like most time electricians, you know what I mean, and that way because sometimes they come out like the outlet. Sometimes they like come out down through a hole in this, So, uh, you know, I mean, but I feel like that's an extra service. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I'm coming in here, I'm bang, bang, banging. Or you can buy those strips for the lift master, or you can do the genies, or you can shove it down the rail if you're doing, um, store bought opener, which was funny. I did talk to the lady from, this one was from Resource. I think it was Resource. And anyways, she was explaining to me, because she was saying something. She goes, well, where do you buy your openers? And I said, well, we've had some trouble and this and that. And I said, we're kind of, and she goes, oh my gosh. She goes, I would not believe the numbers of people that buy the retail. And she says they're doing the same thing you're doing. She says because they're having so many problems. And she's like, then they can get the whole thing changed. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I get it. She's like, yeah. She's like, one guy was saying he used to do all that, and now he just does the box store. And I was like, yeah. It's like, I get it. You have so many problems. Like, at least they'll give you a whole brand new unit. I said, but I told her, I said, you got to watch. I said, because sometimes like Lowe's has changed their warranty, so they might not have that long a warranty with them. So, but the Guardian, I was pretty impressed. The Guardian had a really nice rail, and theirs was interchangeable. So it's kind of like a Lanier or like a Genie. So that's a pretty nice feature. Anything AC has mechanical limits. So it sounds like you could still get a chain drive with mechanical limits. You could get a belt drive with mechanical limits, and they're AC driven. So that was kind of nice. The Lanier guys were saying their commercial ones are 90 volts versus, I think, LiftMasters is 40 volts for the commercial, like jack shaft. Don't quote me on that. Do you pre-wire? I think I kind of answered, hopefully. But not, ask again. That's because they pump oxygen into the rooms. They pump oxygen like into the hotel room, or are we talking about like the airplane? Because obviously I know the airplane, you got to pressurize it. We get what's it? I can't ever say it. Hoxmia, whatever. It's basically like you go to sleep because there's no oxygen. How did I like Chicago? Chicago's okay. You know what I mean? I don't like driving to Chicago. Chicago was, I mean, the people and stuff, everything was real upbeat. It was just a little bit more upbeat than um I don't know how, like, I guess if I looked at Chicago, it was kind of more like uh I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It felt a little bit more preppy, you know what I mean? Where like Denver just felt a little bit more down to earth, a little bit more farmish type people, you know what I mean? Just some of them, not all, but just felt more relaxed. Like I just felt more relaxed there. I didn't feel like I was gonna possibly get somebody snag my stuff or something. Oh, Rich, dang it, dude! I wish I would have known that the Sherwinder tattoos. Because I would have definitely been. I was like, I could have threw that in her face. Dang it! I wish I would have known that one or would have remembered because I would have as soon as we were on that plane. Or I'd been she'd be like, "Well, we can go get tattoos." I'd be like, "Yeah, you're right." Oh, absolutely. We're gonna get Sherwinder, and she'd be like, "No," like, "Yeah, no, we're going, baby." She would have been flipping. It's like Chicago, Chicago, okay. Christopher's in the house. I think Sherwinder maybe came out with like a logo or something. They got something on their shirt. I don't know what their logo was before, but they got it almost kind of reminds me of maybe I don't know. I might have to grab the shirt. Chicago is good. Lots of traffic. Yeah, Chicago is always one of those ones I always remember. Um, when I went out there to buy a truck in Wisconsin, it was like I went really early in the morning. I was probably out there like 3 in the morning. It's like Chicago's not that bad. And then by the time I got everything wrapped up, whatever, I don't know, it was 9, 10 o'clock, whatever, 11. The time changes, so that's always kind of throwing you. And it was like, oh my gosh. It was like the traffic, of course, driving a newer to me, not brand new, but it was used Dodge Ram with Cummins, real stiff suspension. I'm hitting all the bumps. The whole truck's like doing that shake, and I'm just like, please don't let me smash my new truck. And I was like, I will just go get a hotel room next time, and I will wait till 3 o'clock in the morning and then drive through because it's just so busy. What? The hotel and casinos? What's the point of that? Why do they pump oxygen? I'm just curious. Is that to make you do something? Is that to make you spend more money? Feel better? So I'm trying to think. Did I feel like in the No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we had our own unit because in the bathroom there was like a plate. I wanted to take it down. It was a doorway. Um, and I could hear, I mean, at least the air conditioning and heat was on spot. You know what I mean? Like it was no delay. You turn the thing down, you could hear things changing a little bit. And it just like it was on par, man. Like I would definitely go to that hotel again. Service was great, food was great, clean, everything was good. Only thing that tricked us, which is not their fault, was we were at nighttime. We came back and we're trying to like use the elevator. And it's just blinking, and we're up on the 16th floor, dude. And I'm all about doing stairways. I'm like, 8, 10, maybe, but 16. Now I'm good. And finally we figured out because she was just getting ready to walk out, and then she's like, there was a card reader thing in there, and she's like, wait a minute. So she pulls her card, hits the card against it, and then it lights up. Then we could hit the number we want. And I was like, that's weird. It's like I never did that before. And she said, well, it's probably to keep that nighttime so people come in at the bottom, maybe the bar, they're not going upstairs. And I was like, okay. I was like, that really makes sense. Like, is it Elberhan? Where are you from, Elberhan? Michigan's is really nice. Michigan's beautiful. A lot of people. What was really weird was Michigan, like the people from Denver that were going back to Grand Rapids, they were the most chatty people. I mean, I was listening to them just talk about the lake shore, and I don't know, I don't know what to make of it, but I just thought, when I was riding, I guess what I interpreted it as, I thought Michigan is a really, um, I guess, beautiful. There's a lot of interaction and stuff. I just know on that airplane ride, like every other plane ride was very quiet. This one just had so many chatty people talking about where they're from and this and Michigan and over here, the lake shore. And I was just like, man, I was like, it's kind of like that Kid Rock song, you know what I mean? I was like, you just can't beat whatever how he sings it, Michigan summers, and I thought I do know Michigan has some very beautiful summers. We got out in Vegas, so it was 81, 82, but dry. I didn't mind that. I was like 81, 82. I was like, man, it's gonna be kind of toasty out. But it was warm, but it was that dry heat. So it wasn't like you're sweating. You just felt nice. It was comfortable. I liked it. Um Pre-wire on new bills, never offered to do it or charge a dumb price to do it. Big pain on the asses. Who's calling me now? Mm. Oh, it keeps you up. Interesting. That's very interesting. I could see that trying to keep people pumping that money, man. Get a few more dollars out of them. Your business, things you could use, implement. Um, Not really. I'll probably grab that thing here as soon as this thing quits ringing for a second. So I don't know why tonight's the hot. Let me go grab that. See if I got that brochure. If he's got a brochure or if it's anything. No, no. Da-da-da-da-da. Let me see here. I think it's over here. I think I threw everything in one go around. Where did I put? Oh man, I wanted to show you guys that Sure Winder shirt too. Not quite sure where it went. Bummer. Oh, maybe I was something. Let's see here. Da-da-da-da. I think it's maybe just sitting right here too. Oh. So this would be like the front. So it's kind of nice. Just regular Sherwinder, but I think they're changing. Let's see if we get this looking a little better. There you go. Was that shoulder? The burden for you? Oh, I see. Okay, on the shoulder. Okay. That's pretty cool. Established in what? Say 2015. I didn't see that. That's pretty sweet. All right, let's go through some of this. Let's take a look. Let's make a mess, shall we? Kind of looking for one in particular. Got your little dude, a little resource guide, or like if you want to take one. I don't know why people take them. I'm like, oh, it's like we'll put it on a channel or something. It's like we'll take one. Oh, the sensor. This is just something I like for gate operators. Something different for motion. And where's that one dude? So the one that was really innovative to me, if I can find it. Let's see if I can steal this light. I have to take all this stuff out. I know for sure if he had a brochure, he gave it to the Wifetron. There it is. Set that up there. This was it. So this was pretty sweet. Benchmark, and this is guy's a small business, so this is sweet, man. He's actually look at that thing. Do you see how that kind of works? It puts support. The shaft goes through there. I don't know if I can show. And that thing adjusts up and down. It's got a one plate on there. Good for him for having brochures too. This thing is so sweet, dude. This thing looks like I want one so bad. I want one so bad. I think it's about 100 and some change. So there's like the side view of it. This got me excited. This is probably about the most exciting thing I've seen. Where I was like, dude, it's like, that's so sweet. Look at that. All adjustable. You know how nice that would have been for this one that I just did? Those two big doors. Like I think I might even just get some just to, he's got that bracket for a gear head. I like that. That's pretty sweet in my opinion. But I think the rest of it, it's kind of you kind of go to reminisce, see some stuff. I mean, there is some stuff there. It can go as deep as you want, but there isn't much that gets, too crazy for me. Just because, I've played the game for a long time, and I kind of know what to expect. Yeah, they lock out the elevators at nighttime. Yeah, that's what they did. They lock them up. So basically, out of a card. I'm just not used to that. I didn't know that. So, it's like, I'm like, what's wrong with the elevator? Why is it blinking? Like the light would blink once they lit. Oh, yeah. More time to lose more money. Yep. Was that the wife? Wife already claimed the shirt. Yeah, she got hers. She got a different size. So sure, she got because they gave her one too. So she's got her own. Don't touch mine. Oh, sweet. Look, we got the guy right here. Want some samples? Look at you, man. I was just showing your stuff off. I'm really impressed by that. You're more than welcome. Shoot me an email. And I put it in the description, typically in the video, at the Daveadubson at gmail.com. And we'll see what we can do because I know we use them. And is this messing my audio? I got to message somebody because they're going to keep blowing me up. We'll wait till it stops. Oh, it buffers. All right, let's do it this way. Buffering. Let's see, what you got. Has anyone installed a walnut door link door? Is the print pretty consistent? Walnut, huh? Because I forget, Rich does they got those plank doors? They got planks? uh, Pia, has anyone installed Walnuts? Let's see. Buffering. Sorry about that. Like I said, phone's blowing up for some reason. Buffer installed. The Walnut. They're very nice. I don't know if Rich was saying, are these which ones are nice? Is it the walnut or do they have the plank? I don't think they have the planks, do they? They got the plank look. I call them the fluorine. They look like snap together fluorine. As for your parts, what's this got? Generic ones, cables, roller, spring, bearing plates, miscellaneous. Do you guys go with one supplier? Hard Service Spring was nice, and they have some physical locations too. Yeah, I mean that's probably a way to think about Service Spring. They got Resource. What's the other one? Delco, Downco. Put it in the comments. I got an account too. We just got an account with Denko not too long ago because we just don't really. It's not that I have anything against the other ones. It's more of a convenient factor. Is the dilemma Denko? I'm sure it's Denko. I don't think I got anything from Denko. Got some Wayne Dalton. Got the nice. Maybe we'll show some of the nice. I think she grabbed one because she knew I was interested in their commercial. Well, I don't really show much about the commercial one. MCX is not going to be probably the best picture, but it's got the motor behind it. And then it's like a circuit board just in there, one big circuit board. Just seemed pretty simple. You know what I mean? The wall control will tell you if it's disconnected, stuff like that. I don't know. I just seemed like I kind of liked it. You know, it's got the disconnects back here, a red and a green or whatever. It could have a chain fall. So if it's like, if you're going to have to go DC, maybe this will be a good option. But probably whoever works good for you, whoever, you know, like I think Denko, they have they might have a better chopper for like perforated angle. Service Spring, you know, Service Spring's always just taken really good care of us. You know, what I always really enjoyed about Service Spring was you never had to go typically through another person. It's just whoever answers the phone can pretty much, they're pretty knowledgeable and they take your order. I love that their card's on file. You can just tell them, say, hey, I need 2 of this. Their number system was always easy. Tell them I need 2 of ST477, whatever part number, quantity 10. And they're like, okay. And you just hear them clicking in the background. And they'd be like, we got that placed. You should be seeing that shortly. That'll actually get shipped out today. And it's where it's not like you have to deal with like go through a middle person, like a secretary or somebody. Who do you need to talk to? I need to talk to parts or this or that. Or so they've always done really good. You know, the springs are still a little bit cheaper from the way we mapped it out than Rich B or if we said Doorlink. So they're just a touch still cheaper for them. She wanted to meet. I did. I got to meet SOS. Maybe I didn't show it because let me see if I can find it. Because I showed it at the beginning here. Here, photos. I ended up editing it a little bit Yeah, I think this is it. I got to meet that guy, Mr. SOS. So great dude, great dude. Hope I can do some more stuff with him in the future. I love him. He's definitely one of my heroes. Industry wanted to meet Denko. Let's see here. Let's see here, shall we? I always remember resource because they always got the burly dude. So there's resource, right? So that's resource. Or they always got I think they call him the resource man. So, they got a little bit of different stuff sometimes, like then like Denko had some stuff. Oh, dismiss. That was Denko. So and they were super, resource and Denko. They've always been really nice. I've emailed them. There's like, boom, here you go. Here's a number for you or an account. I don't know if they do that for everybody. Um, but they do a great job. They do a great job. And you have other options out there too. You can always, if it's little stuff, sometimes you could, check Amazon. There you go, right here. They're in Ohio. See, I was in Ohio. Perfect. Um, uh, it'd be a nice option. Oh, that's great. That'd be great. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I did try to talk to the VP of sales, marketing, I believe, and I didn't really get too many options on the circuit board stuff going on. So maybe we're just having a weird glitch with circuit boards. So I didn't get too many meat and potatoes on anything, any dirt. Super nice guy. All right, let's go like this. And yep, I got that. I got that. Perfect. 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 I didn't get no cups. Jeannie, I don't know if Jeannie had cups this year. God darn it, man. I've had these cups forever. And I should have got somebody had to have cups. Anybody have cups there? The cups just last. SOS, oh, he is. He's super cool. He's super cool. I mean, honestly, I think he's a real um I really think he's a blessing to the industry. He's got really great content. He does really good. He's the same or better in real life than even on his videos. You know what I mean? Super great guy. Like I said, hopefully he gets to come over to Michigan, and hopefully I get to go over to Cali at some point, and we're gonna do some stuff because he's got some. He's just a ball of fun. Oh, some of the plank wood grain door. Maybe I should try to upsell a little bit on those. Try to go to that higher market. Let's see here. Not the priority. I think two with a pro, which is always better than carbon paper. Use Jobber or was it House Call Pro maybe? So we use Jobber. They had another CRM system. I got a sheet. We just had it revamped. Oh, I got one floating around here. Do, 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 do. I need to like stick that little resource guide in the back of my chair. Say something, be like, "I'll be back. I'll be back." I think this is the new one. Yes, it is. I don't know. I'm always kind of funny on it because I'm old school, so I still like handing somebody something, physical. But I sure would not want to try to run the business anymore without a CRM system. But this is ours, right? And what we've done is we modified some stuff. We got a last name. I think we changed. We got email now. We got main phone, secondary phone. How did the customer locate us? Right. So we kind of got all this stuff. We left our check boxes up here. This has got like work order, estimate, quote, residential. And this one's got now entered in Jobber, commercial, invoice, customer, receipt. We kept it. Wifetron didn't want to, but I did. We kept our times, time in, time out. I used to use that a lot at jobs. That's how we knew how to build a customer. We had service tech, time in, time out, drive time. We have drive time up here. So we do drive time. We have hours on the job. You just have your stuff you can fill out, how they're going to pay at the bottom, MasterCard, Discover, Visa. We added a couple, Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo. And you can fill that stuff out, which I think is illegal. You're not supposed to, but it's just there in case the internet breaks and your phone system's down, because we are in Michigan. Sometimes you get some crazy service. So we do that. And then, Jobber, I mean, it just can't be. I really love Jobber. I really do. It's just so easy to use, especially for everybody. I mean, it's just got like says, "Let's get started." It says, "Good evening, David." Schedule. So today's Saturday. I don't think there's nothing, but I mean, it's just boom, right? You got everything right here. It's got uh, who's doing what. I can go to my schedule. Let's see if if we go to Monday, I can already see there's stuff on the schedule. I got to add something on for Tuesday. I'm not even really excited for next week. It's going to be crazy. But the beautiful part is if you have people that can help you, like what I was doing the last residential, I didn't make that guy pay anything because it was a Facebook job. And we got there, we started doing it, and I got about three-quarters of the way through, and I was like, so I called one of the secretaries and said, "Hey," I said, "can you send this guy?" And he already seen, because I wanted to make sure he understood the price completely. So he's seen and he goes, I got your thing. He says, "That's great. I approved it." Okay, awesome. He approved it. And then it turned into he needs to pay, which I don't know how they generated for him to pay, but I just said, "Hey, we're three-quarters of the way through. Can you get like him?" So I just told him, I messaged him, said, "Hey, if you want to get this paid," I said, "we don't have to wrap it up at the end. That'd be great." I took a picture, sent it to him while he was just in the house, but there was no man door. So we were just like messaging each other back and forth. And he came out and he's like, "Hey, I already got it paid. Secretary verified me. Hey, it's paid." So that's all secure and safe. Like he can do it online himself, which is nice, through a credit card. I don't have to sit there. We used to have a scanner we used to carry with. I used to carry it in I think it was like a pow case. and it had to be charged. I remember we had to like swipe the card. It would like populate their ticket, and then I had to have them sign the ticket. I don't even know if LiftMaster was giving out hats. To be honest, do you have to go to the IDA show for LiftMaster hat? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I don't want to be. How do I say it? Like, I don't want to be negative, but LiftMaster. I don't know. And this is just my opinion. LiftMaster feels like they are so out of touch. So out of touch. In my opinion, it reminds me of is it just reminds me of John Deere. You know what I mean? That's all it reminds me of. It reminds me that there's fanboys out there that their daddy drove a Chevy, I drive a Chevy, and if the damn Chevy goes in the shop every week and costs me 10 grand every month, I don't care. I will drive that Chevy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it looks like to me. Like you guys will see it in the video. I'm gonna try to get those ones out ahead of time versus later. So I'll probably work on, maybe I'll try to get something out even yet tonight with the SOS, and then get some of those other ones. And I don't know if I'm gonna do a little voiceover, how I'm gonna do it. And I apologize if you guys do watch that one with SOS. That cat had the mic. I didn't have my mic out, so the audio is a little bit gruffle with all the background noise, but I think you can make it out. Of course, I get the lickings afterwards. The wife's like, "Why didn't you have the mic on?" And I'm like, "Why did you say something?" "Well, you should just have it on." I said, everything I was video, I didn't have to have the mic on, you know. Oh, things to learn. So, but I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really see much. I'm not saying I wasn't there. It's just their booth was really amazing. There was women I seen a guy talking with a mic with a TV in the back. It just reminded me of like when you watch like a Ford thing or something on TV, and they unveil the vehicle or something, and that's it. That's it. They're not handing out hats. They're not handing out mugs. They're not giving you nothing. There's no water. There's no nothing. There's nothing. It's just a guy up there on the mic saying, "Look at what we have. We have the brand new Ford Lightning. Yes, the Ford Lightning. We already have pre-orders. Yes, we do. Yes, we do." And then they can't deliver, and all the orders drop off. You know, I don't know. That's how it was last time I was there. And that was years ago. Like I said, when I went there, people from Genie were coming to me like, "Hey," and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Okay, what's up?" And they were very like, what, you know, like even like Service Spring, very, very helpful, very willing to help. You know what I mean? I had a girl like follow me around. I was like, what are you doing? She's like, "It's like, you trying to scam me?" Because they like scan your thing, and that's how they get like your information, your badge. And she's like, I was like holding it from her, like joking. I'm like, "We don't even know each other." And she's like, "Oh, we're gonna know each other." You know, just good, just a good time. And but over there, it's just like a little group. That's just I just uh, good, better, best. At the screen, I know House Corporal implement. Ooh, I didn't know that. That's cool. I have to check that out. Christopher, if you got my number, if you get a chance or something, you screenshot that or email it to me. That'd be pretty cool, man. I like that because I got that at the shop. I got that sign that's like, you know, good, better, best. So I'd be interested in how they kind of use that. That's kind of sweet. Maybe you could distinguish customers a little more. You know what I mean? Like some customers understand, like, you know, you want it cheap, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be fast. Oh, Steven's guy says Google Maps to recall amount of time I met a customer. Interesting. I've never heard of that or tried that. Hmm. So I'm assuming with that, like you're there, you have to do it while you're there. Like it's not gonna like save it for you later on. I'm assuming. I don't know. Maybe that's pretty cool. That's kind of ingenious. I used to use Google so much back in the day, like especially when they started coming out with their Google Voice. I had ways I would manipulate the system so like the phone would come back or I would like never lose a phone call. Like I could answer it basically or it'd go to a certain voicemail. Um, there's a lot of loopholes back there. Oh, use it on paper. Paper, it works good for giving options, not convinced it would help me sell better. Yeah, I always liked three options. I was always a three option guy. When it came to garage doors, I always, was either non-insulated vinyl back or steel back. The rest, unless they want some high end, which we just don't really get that too many in our area. But three options. That was about it. Boy, they start, then normally what I would do is I'd hand them the brochure and I say, look, I go, you look through the brochure and you just let me know what you want, and then I will get you a price. I'm not, I didn't want to price 4 to 8 different things. Well, can I get a price on this? Can I get a price? And I always tell them, I say, the farther, I think it was in the front. I say the more in the front, the more expensive they are. So that's why I labeled these ones. And I tell them, say, if you're thinking that's getting high in price, you do these, it's going to be another $8,000 more. And they kind of, oh yeah, we don't want to spend that. Okay, just letting you know. Like, don't waste my time. I'm not really so. Just Karen Sharon because what I can get that I know can rely on, since with anything else hasn't been great. No, that's you know, and that's totally understandable. You know what I mean? I still think my opinion a little bit is I really do think a lot of the guys and um I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure it's just because I'm a seasoned guy to some extent. Like hands down, Liftmaster and Chamberlain are just like a walk in the park for programming. And I tell you what, like you give me a Marantech, I'm gonna be like, oh, like I got to read the um sorry, another text message. So like I said, with Liftmaster Chamberlain, like I said, they're easy breezy, easy squeezy. You know what I mean? And if I get somebody that technically wants like high end, like they want the MyQ and they're like all techie, absolutely. I think Chamberlain's got great tech support. I think they got all that great information online. There's videos, like they're just the mega, right, of that stuff, right? If you want to be smartphone and like absolutely do them. You know what I mean? Like that's my go-to. Our next step down seems like a little bit. I would probably lean towards Genie or Guardian if I had more options with them for simplicity, reliability, just simple, good old unit. I'm going to push the button for grandma, grandpa, and it's just going to get the job done. Um, Lanier, I wouldn't mind Lanier, but I just don't. We don't have really good. It's a matter of getting them delivered. You know what I mean? That's the bad part. So, but you got to use whatever works good for you. You know what I mean? Like I said, we just seen another. That's another kind of check mark, right? We just seen another Chamberlain with wall button that went bad. Now they suppose they had a power outage and they admitted it. So could you like you know charge them all that? Yes. It's just kind of a pain that I never had back in the day. We never had wall buttons go bad. because wall buttons are just simple. They're basically a doorbell. But circuit boards will go bad. So now the opener still works, but the wall button went bad. So it's just another layer of complexity for stuff to fail. So it's just kind of a bummer. But I'm not loving the new lineup they have. The customers don't like the little size of the 20. I didn't know that. They didn't like the little size of the 2220L. Interesting. Yeah, so Rusty's got here too. I didn't really think the customers would um acknowledge that. So I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because now you know what I mean. Like, and I haven't really done many. We had one at the shop, but it was like I didn't physically put it up in there. I know, like even like when we do like the genie, was it the 20? Honestly, it's like 2018, but I don't think that's there. 1680. What the heck number is that one? I don't know. It just we just did one towards the wintertime, and I was helping one of the techs, the 2028, I believe. And I was looking, I was like, that looks like a little baby opener. It's like, can you even handle this door? The 16 by 7, 9-inch lady, you little baby? Like I was just like, yeah, it kind of looks like a little baby opener, you know. So, I mean, you could get into that, right? I've had some of those old boys do it, right? Those old timers, man. I need a 3/4 horse. And I'm like, you don't need a 3/4 horse. I'm like, you got a broken spring. I need a 3/4 horse. I need a bigger opener. You don't need a bigger opener. Your spring's broke. So, oh, but maybe size does matter. But that's a good point. Never know. Wouldn't surprise me. A1, because they use Service Titan, I thought was very professional to show that to a customer. Yeah, the only problem is with Service Titan, from what I remember, and they still might be this way, Service Titan is very expensive. You know what I mean? Like it's the only thing, and I don't know, and what always bummed me about is years back we tried to use Service Titan, and what really ticked me off is they would never even give us a free trial. Like it was like, can we just try this for a week before it? Nope, nope. It was just like, and I didn't like. I'm pretty sure that one made you sign up for. I believe it was a year contract. Don't quote me on this. This is a long time ago, and it was going to be, it's a lot of money. It was a lot of money, and I guess I'm just a big believer because we had another CR system. I can't remember what that one was called. You basically bought it, but it was such garbage. It was like Microsoft DOS or whatever. It was just horrible. We paid whatever it was, 5 or 8 grand for the damn thing. Started using it. I was like, this thing's ridiculous. Everybody's struggling with it. I'm struggling with it. Like it's got to go. Now the blessing in disguise is it led us up to Jobber. It's like there's got to be a better system, and Jobber was just starting to come out too. And what I liked about Jobber was it was a no contract. It was month by month payment, no contract, and that made me think. I went, they obviously must have a good product to do month by month and no contract. They're the only ones that are doing Service Titan. We got to pay a year. I think, and I didn't like when we talked to them. They show it to us. It was so much to consume. You know what I mean? They show us all these things, and it's like you're like, I don't know if this is a good fit. Like I just can we just try it for like 3 days and put it through the paces? Or nope, you need to buy the year. And it was just like, I'm not spending that. That's a lot of money. And Jobber just month by month, and I think we still do it month to month, and we could actually get it cheaper, which they probably should. But it just reminds me of like, it's like using Google. You know what I mean? That's the only way I can describe it. It's like using Google. It'll tell you where to go. It's animated. It's got colors. It's got click this, picture this. It's on the phone. Like, I don't know if I can show you. Like I said, I get nervous because I'll get yelled at. Timesheet. There's no time schedule. if I go to home, it's just this week, no visits scheduled. There's no visits scheduled today. Good afternoon, David. It's got, it's, I can add stuff. You click the add here, and off to the side, try and get this so it shows up. It's got request, task, invoice, quote. You can find your client. Let's see if I can go to a customer in here at all or something. Schedule. So this would be yo. All right, let's go back. I don't think this will be too much. Like I'm off to the ID Expo. So this is showing the jobs for one of the guys right here. This was me. I'm at the IDA. Caleb had nothing. I can scroll over to another guy. He had a broken spring. He had another job. I can scroll up, see he had more service calls. Let me see here. Try to find one that he detailed. Dual task. Where was that one? I thought he detailed one. Describe 2 springs. Let's go to this one. See if there's anything at notes. Okay, so this might be okay. So visit. Let me go back. So this guy. What is this one guy? Oh no. Okay, just making sure. So it's got like broken springs in here, and there's all this verbiage for what we charge. It's got the team member on there. Let's go to the notes. That might be a little better. So he put in the notes, all the stuff. That's all his verbiage that he put in, notes, blah, blah, blah. Right? We got pictures. That's what I love about it. Boom. I got a picture now. And I wasn't even there. I was out in Vegas. He's got pictures of the side there, the stickers. And then this just stays in here. So we got this for if this customer calls again. We have all these dimensions. We have all this juicy information that's just here at a fingertip. And I can do this. What's great is I can do this from anywhere in the world. So that's why I like it. So I don't know anything about the other ones, but we just stuck with this one because this one works. The features here. It's completely okay. That's cool. What's about Google Maps? It's completely automatic. Nice. Yeah, it's Blackstone. That's what it feels like. Like I said, it feels like a corporation that doesn't. Because when did I go? Because when did they get bought? What year was that for Blackstone Bottom? I forget. That's just my opinion. Like I said, it's not that they don't have a place. Yeah, got you. CRM. They got you. Then you quit paying and lose all their information. Yeah, I guess I never thought about that. But I don't know if that works the same with because Rusty, do you use like QuickBooks to calculate all your expenses and stuff and overhead? So I mean, I don't know. I mean, you pay for electricity, right? I mean, I guess if you quit paying for your electricity, you turn it off and you lose it forever too, and you don't get to power your appliances, your computers, your cell phones. So I don't know. I guess it's just part of business, and I couldn't imagine, having it's just like, and it might be different, right? I mean, like Rusty's going to be in another country, right? And he's not going to see the schedule. He's probably not going to call. He's going to have no idea what's going on, how many jobs came in, what jobs got done. This thing will even tell me like what's projected for quotations for the day, like what is the projected income. You know what I mean? Like I can look at some days and they're thousands of dollars. Some days you're looking at one, you're like, why is this 50,000? What the hell? It's like, well, because I got a big job, so that's just part of it. And you're like, oh, okay. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it without it. Now that we have it, otherwise we just had all this paperwork, and this stuff would get filed in different places, and I've had even guys, even my kids were asking me like, well, because I want them to do it, and they're like, Dad, what do I do? Should I give them the first copy, or do I give them the second copy? And I'm like, I normally give them the first, and then they're like writing something like, make sure you write harder. I was like, write harder so it shows through. I was like, just in case. So we had to do the work like twice. I definitely can't say anything bad. I mean, SOS is a part of it. You got the landscapers. I think there was another, I don't know, there was another door company, but any kind of CRM, just as long as you got, and the nice thing is the secretaries, the Wifetron, we can all just look up. We got notes in here too for customers, so everybody knows. We actually put people on like the blacklist is what we call it. So we know in a matter of an instance. We just had one recently for a barrier arm. Their barrier arm failed. I mentioned it, I think, to one of the secretaries that I said, hey, is this guy up to snuff? Like, because I've heard some glitchy. Nope, he hasn't paid his last bill, and that was 2 months ago or whatever. And I'm like, well, I guess we're not going to be coming out there right away until he gets that bill paid. So it's a matter of like a mayday signal that just blasts everybody. That's how I look at it. Like I just go, everybody knows about it at all. Like, as much as I know. And that's why I also like our phone system, because I was running into the problem of me taking the phone call, and then the secretary or whatever would be like, so what did you tell them for a price? And so what I could do now is I could actually take that phone system and I'd just go, you can listen to it. And you can hear exactly the conversation that we had. And so sometimes maybe I forget something, maybe I was driving. So I'd say, hey, can you give me that email one more time? Or I'd repeat the address back. Export. I don't know. I know that's one thing that SOS was telling me. With Jobber, there's an easy way to do marketing. And he said, you would not believe, he says, how much, basically, because I said, we really don't do that. And I said, do you get a lot of repeat customers? He goes, once you do it, he says, like 75% is repeat customers. He says, once you got their email in the system, his wife was telling us it's really super easy to just type up something and export it through Jobber, and it'll like send an email out, and you would be surprised. She's like, there was a point, she said, we actually had to stop because it was getting to be so busy. And so she tries to do it, I think, every week or once a month. I can't remember exactly, but I was just like, there's so many layers to that. You can make that even work harder for you. And I was thinking like, yeah, I'm like, why not, man? That's the big thing. Like I've been trying to figure out, and I don't know if any of you guys have seen this or if you guys can explain this to me, or even if it's something later on, you come across something, you go, aha, I think Uncle Dave was talking about this. Email me at the Daveadubson@gmail.com. I typically put a description below. Otherwise, if you got my number or you need my number, shoot me a text. But what it is I've been noticing through like, I think it's, I don't know if it's through Facebook or if it's through YouTube. I've been noticing these guys doing more giveaways, and they're doing some pretty good giveaways. Like some are like trucks and wave runners and all this. And I'm like, they already gave something. Why are they doing this? Like, I'm like sitting here going, is it because are they getting emails and then they can keep blasting more emails and come by like, I'm just kind of like, why are they, what's the craze here going on? Why are they doing it? You have a chance to win, so you enter in. I'm assuming you got to do an email, stuff like that. But that email can be pretty powerful. I don't even use the email as much as I should. What's the guy says? Yes, Service Titan is to be paid with gold. That yeah, that's why we never did. The only thing Service Titan that I think might be better would be a little bit more and like with Jobber, I'm super impressed. They're constantly improving. You know what I mean? That's what I love. It's like they're like they keep drawing you in. Like, look, we've offers this, we do this, and it's always moving in the right direction. It's never just stagnant, and or you're just like this isn't working, and they won't listen to you. Like they want your input. Their customer service seems to be really good. Seems friendly. Service time just it was like a little bit more like the Lift Master. Like we know what we got. You're a nobody. Like pee off. Like if you don't want it, you can't afford it. I understand. You're a broke ass. I understand. Just go away. We'll find somebody else. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, well, I mean, I'd like to, but I just don't quite understand in your little 20-minute or whatever hour tutorial here. It doesn't really make sense. And the fact they won't let me use it for like 3 days, can't make a fake account or something like, you know, like you want me to pay for something that I haven't even got to test drive or try. I don't know. I feel a little funny about this. The only thing I'd like to see more is a way for your technicians to get them paid performance. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. I think Service Titan might offer that a little more in depth, possibly. Other trade, you don't pay with Jobber. Seems a bit costly if you have to add stuff in addition of basics, let's say. Yeah, probably. There really isn't too much that in Jabber we've had to, I mean, they've offered some different stuff, I think, for like automation, like AI answering and stuff, but I don't think we pay much for, the best part is at least everything is there. You know what I mean? And that's just like uh, with notes, right? You'll never with paper ever have pictures. You know what I mean? So it's just like that's the best thing that I love that I can see all the notes and I can see the pictures because pictures mean the world to me. I can tell so much by pictures. Um, but sometimes people's algorithms of notes are not the best or there's a tear. What's the difference between a tear and a rip? Or I always like that, I like to always talk about it like when I say dog, you know, I'm thinking about a dog. And I guarantee I'm thinking of a dog different than anybody else is thinking right now. So, but if I show a picture, if I say resource man, you know who this is. It's burnt into our brain. What's up, resource man? You know. If you quit shower, you can reach out to them, let them some more days to access your account and get back what you need to export. Already done it once, so that's good. That's good. That's real good to know. Christopher, if you've done it, who'd you go with? Did you go with that House Pro, or I'm just curious, or did it seem like it synced up, or how do you pull that stuff a little bit, or just a little briefing on it? I'm just curious. Canadians? No, I can't say their elbows up. No, I can't say I've seen any Canadians that I know of. I mean, there's a lot of people, a lot of faces, a lot of people. I was trying to track down the one guy. I thought maybe he'd see the camera and he would like go, "Who's got a camera?" He didn't have his camera though. I swear I seen who's the guy that's got the long hair? He does good videos. I don't know, he's I can't I forget he's got kind of I don't know, I want to call it like hippie hair, but he's oh, I can't think of it. I'd have to look it up. But I swear I was looking right at him and I was like, but of course he had his badge. I think it was Marcus. I thought it was his badge. And I don't know what his real name is. So I just know him from YouTube. And I was like, I don't know if that's him. And he was kind of like walking away and I was like, he's talking to the Guardian guys. I was like, oh, don't need to sell it to sell products. What does it say? Products in the field. Steven, yeah, I also use QuickBooks just because I use it for the last 30 years and I'm too old to change now. Yeah. I mean, we still use QuickBooks. I mean, QuickBooks is like the back system, and then you got, I think QuickBooks is doing payroll, I think, through the business. I think QuickBooks does the payroll. Mm. Ding, ding, ding. At 3G, do estimates as far as what's going on. I call into the office. Don't really need to know what's going on, like you guys with employees. Yeah, you have to manage. Right, right, and that's exactly it. And that's why I think if you're kind of a, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know. That's a good one, because like if I was rusty and I still even have my brother, like I'd want to go to a job and have pictures so my brother didn't have to contact me. He knows exactly what's there and what I described or what I estimated or what I put in my notes, um, or what kind of opener, or existing opener that's there, or just so I could see headroom and stuff like that. But I don't know if I was kind of like, I'm trying to think if I was a one man show. If I was a one man show, I don't know if I'd be using Jobber. I don't know. You get so spoiled now. You know what I mean? Like there was a point where, I used to pretty much take majority of the phone calls or all the phone calls, even way back. And then there got to be a point that I turned into that I wanted zero, absolutely zero customers to call me. Now, I would always let my commercial customers call me, but I didn't want any of the residential people, because I can't tell you how many people would call me and, oh, hey, do you remember me? I'm over on this road. And I'm just like, dude, I'm cranking 80 down the highway right now, and it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and I still got to try to get home to get to this, and I still got two more service calls. Like I don't know who you are, like, and then it seemed like always when I turned on the road, or first road before the last, I always, my brain would finally go, oh yeah, I remember this person. Yeah, they got the Camaro or something sitting in the way. God darn it. But other than that, it was always just, you know what I mean? Call the secretary, get in the system the right way, because otherwise I am going to blow it up. I'm going to screw it up over the phone. So just do it the right way. Where at least with my commercial, I knew the locations. I've dealt with them so many times. They say this gate, they say this door. I knew what kind of issues we're having. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That one's having a problem. Okay, not a problem. We'll get somebody out there. And then normally I would call a secretary or something and say, hey, can you put on the system for me? And what's great too, even I see with Cap, we were just standing out the other day, enjoying the nice weather, talking, and he's sitting there just like, oh, that's right. He goes, I still got to get that one job. He goes, let me make a job for it right now. He says right there on his phone. You know what I mean? He's like literally getting ready to get in his personal car and be done for the night. He's like, I got to make a job because otherwise I'll forget about it. And I'm just like, man, there you go. Like he's got no paper with him right now. He's got no pen. He's about ready to go home. And boom, he just made himself a job so he can remember for the next day to handle it. So like I said, I just have zero complaints with it. It just works so stinking good. Like I was trying to find, let me see if I can find another one on here. Wednesday. Okay, so this one he installed, right? This is nice too. Probably he should have put a notes in, and he did. He did a good job. He said screenshot from, what's it say, Dave and communication including approval, quote, what the hell is this? This is my job or something? Did I do this job? Completed. Yeah, this is West Olive. Yeah, so actually, okay, yeah. Sorry. So yeah, so now I got like all these pictures, right? That was the door all jacked up. There'll be a video. This guy took all these pictures too. So this got all put into here. So I knew what I was up against. It's got a nice car in there. Door's all whacked. There's the old, right? Okay, headroom's okay. Looks like 12-inch radius will fit. So that tells me the door, it's a tight driveway. They're backing right up to that puppy. That door got smoked a little bit. Okay, another screenshot he took, right? Okay, sides are good, nothing hanging. That car's got to obviously get moved. That's too nice of a car. He took a side shot, right? And this all gets put in. And so now everybody in the whole business can see exactly what I did. I figured out to bring 12-inch radius just from the pictures. This is just whatever, some other information. We got reopen. Let's see. It's got the address. You can push on here. I can actually text them on my way. It'll send them an automatic generated that I'm on my way. Directions, which work great for like Caleb. Caleb don't know. So boom, he just hits directions, takes him right there. What level of subscriptions you are, Dave? Connect? I don't know. What level? Subscriptions. I don't know if there's, I don't know. What's Eric? I haven't got about Eric. Let's see. I only did Jobber until now for our cardio thing. Currently scouting, and I was wondering if Home Call Pro is good. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to know. Said they have a good, better, best among others, but love, yeah, Jobbers. Just, yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting. Christopher, go. Go try it. Let me know if you like it or not. I assume they're cheaper. I don't know. But it is pretty cool. I kind of like I like that got my attention, right? The good, better, or best, because like I said, I got that at the shop. So that does have my curiosity, but I don't think we're going to be moving from Jobber anytime soon. It just, like I said, I love that it's so animated. It just works. The best part is no complaints. When we find something that has no complaints, and like I said, that's why I'm always trying to tell people, like, it's one of those things. I'm at where I'm at, right? I'm here, but to be, kind of perfectly honest, if I could do it all over again, I would have invested more into something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a beautiful industry. There's money to be made, but when you bring in employees, it's such a different animal, there's things that you've never in your wildest dreams thought you would ever have to think about. You know what I mean? Like, there was a point, not right now. There's so great people that work at multiple of my businesses. I love to death. I have such a great crew. I've taken many years to work with them and find them, and now I know even more what to look for. And one of those things, just super blessed. But like, I still remember the secretary. That's not even she was a secretary; she's a vendor, and she's sitting there telling me the one time, and she's like, "I don't understand why you want this stuff." And I'm like, "Look," because the problem is, I said, it's not me installing it. That's the problem. So you have to look at everything like, if I'm struggling, right? And I'm the owner, I'm the boss, I got X amount of years in it, and I'm struggling. How do I expect somebody that's only got a year or two that's coming in the business that I'm training to handle it? You know what I mean? Like they're not. You know what I mean? So I need to make sure that they have everything at their disposal. You know what I mean? It's like to me, it's like giving somebody a work truck or a work van, and they go out there and it's on blocks. And you go, there you go. Go do your service call today. And they're like, there's no wheels. And you're like, I don't know. Figure it out. Sorry, no tires, no rims. Figure it out, sucker. You know what I mean? Like, go figure it out. And they'd be like, but it's like, how am I gonna? I can't even drive it down the. You're like, too bad. That's what it feels like sometimes with systems, with vehicles, with garage door openers, with doors, with vendors. Like that's what it feels like. Like you are setting them up for failure. So you're constantly trying to build a system that won't fail them because if it fails them, it will fail you, right? Because you're the leader, right? You're the creator. You're everything. You're the mega, the omega. Like so. Like that's why I need stuff to be there. I need to have slide locks. I need it to have long stem rollers. I need it to have a rope. I need it to have all the hardware there. I need it to be a complete package. I need it to be right. My paperwork, I use Microsoft Word. Hey, if it works, it works. You know what I mean? Like when I started out, I mean, everything went into a filing cabinet. You know what I mean? I think I had certain years. I might have did like the ABCs and went off their last name or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I filed all their paperwork. So I had something. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do different. Maybe have a Polaroid. Maybe. I know that's a long shot, but I'd want stuff with that file because I don't know how you're gonna like file pictures, because that's kind of tough too, because then it's like you want it maybe for social media, pictures, Facebook, whatever you do for ads and stuff. So I don't know. Um, but I know if you're kind of a, one man band, I could see like, yeah, I don't want to spend like $200 or more a month. Like I totally get it. So I guess the carbon copies, and then I guess I just hope that I have the dates, and then I can go back. That's probably what I'd do. I'd probably go back to the date and probably look through my phone, and look for those pictures. It's too bad. I watched somebody. I forget how they did it. It's like you almost need like. It's too bad you didn't got like the customer's name on like a card. You know what I mean? So like when you're taking pictures, you know what I mean? Like you got the card in the background, right? So it like goes with that customer. So you can be like, oh, that's John Doe. Like that's obviously John Doe's. Oh, that's his because I could see if you did multiple, like let's say you did 2 spring jobs and then a door or something. I could see where like you're like, whose springs are those? Are those? It doesn't look like what I would have done, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Oh, but I can't blame you for not, spending the money. But it's like I said, when you got employees and you got secretaries and you need everything to be like, I got to be able to see this. I got to see what's going on. I got to, you know, I think they work with less add-ons. Java, right? So might be cheaper, not sure. And we so to Java to implement the good. Yeah. Maybe they would. Maybe they would. I don't even know how that would go, like how that would work in the system. You know what I mean? Like for good, better. I don't know if that would be more complicated for things. But Jobber listens. Jobber listens. I like Jobber, man. Every time the Wife-A-Tron's called them, I've called them. Very pleasant. Even if they don't maybe do it, they act like they want to try to do it, or they'll listen to they'll it's kind of like Service Spring. It just feels like they'll take care of you. They do a good job. Like you just deal with one person. They give the power to everybody. You know what I mean? Whereas like other places you call, they're just like, that's like not my department. You need to talk to this person. Then you talk to this person. This person's getting bombarded by like already 100+ phone calls. And like, who's this? What do you want? And they're like I wanted to tell you. Okay, so go ahead. I'll like write on the sticky note and throw it in my garbage can. You're like, okay, but man, they really took good care of me. I have no idea how to find out what level. I didn't know Jabber had different levels. I mean, we've been with them for years and years and years, and I have no idea. They just whatever we use works. I think I remember the Wife-A-Tron saying something about it's about a $200 and maybe $240 month plan, and it was kind of like one of those like what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like you just, it works. You like it. $200, that's chump change. So, especially for AFD. So, you can, what else are you going to do? You can't go to QuickBooks. QuickBooks don't have pictures and all that crap in it. Yeah, he wasn't sure. Yeah, probably the Garage Door Genius. I think that might have been it. Let me look it up. Let me look at Garage Door Genius. Uh, uh, I guess there's some guy in Texas, and I don't know if he literally got cut in half. Oh yeah, yeah, that is it too. Yep, Garage Door. Yep, Garage Door. What's Garage Door Genius's first name? But that's who I thought I seen. I was like, man, it's like, anybody know his first name? Um, what other service? Well, I wish I would have pushed harder more into the real estate because I love the real estate. Whoops, did I turn this off? I love the real estate because it goes up. It's a twofold, right? I don't like vehicles because vehicles go down in value, right? More miles, the older they get, they go down. I love the real estate because it's like a twofold. You can pull money out of it. It goes up in value. It's an appreciating goes up, asset. For some reason, I still think vending machines. I think because in my head, I just go, if you did vending machines, yes, it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? But with the garage door business, I went through a lot of hell. You know what I mean? Just a lot of hell, a lot of learning curves. Where this guy's been doing it. I'm friends with him. I'm hoping we should do a video. We should do some video together with him. I should do some talking with him. And he was doing it for years. And to this day, he just still drives. He's always driving like a brand new Chevy. He's a Chevy guy. He's always got a brand new Chevy diesel. And he's got an enclosed trailer. He's got no labeling on his vehicle. So it's like he just runs under the radar. You know what I mean? He don't have to worry about DOT, state troopers, people, his like competition. He isn't like trying to like just, like advertise to the media, to the public, like I want wolf, I'm hungry, I need your business, please come to me, don't use the other guy, I'm the best, I'm better. He just goes to his clients. He's got very loyal clients, and he just goes to his clients. He fills his machines, he fixes the machines if he needs to. He goes on vacation quite often. He will have, I think, his nephew or something fill the machines. um, and I asked him one day, I was like, I seen him at the dentist office, and I'm like, his name's Kevin. I'm like, Kevin, like, come on, man, tell me some of the like, and he's like, there's really like no pitfall. He's like, it's just keep the customer happy. He's like, there's just keep the machines full, keep them running. Um, yeah, he's like, do you give them kickbacks? Like, give them kickbacks. Like some places give kickbacks. He's like, no. He's like, most of the time, I'm thinking, okay, like if I was a business owner of a shop, I want my employees to be happy. I don't really need a kickback. Just keep the machines fully, keep them stocked. Like we just went to a building not too long ago that does trucking, fixes trucks and that. And they literally had a candy bar taped to the front. And it said something like, if you can't keep candy bars that are in expiration dates or whatever, like we don't want your service. And I was like showing Caleb. I'm like, Caleb, like, look, like they're pissed. Like, here you go, dude. Like, get yourself a vending machine, pop it in here. Just make sure you got candy bars that aren't expired. You're not selling people expired food or drinks. Um, and I don't know. I look at that because if they got two shifts there, that you got something working all the time. You know what I mean? Like there are people buying food and candies, and people love that stuff. I used to eat that stuff all the time. I worked at a shop. Hell, they had sandwiches in them. When they came out with that, it was great. You get a half a slice of a sandwich. Grab yourself a pop or something. So I just think it's maybe a little more enjoyable. You know what I mean? It's not so intense. Like with garage doors, it can be very, all of a sudden you're slammed and you just gotta, bam, you gotta be like a farmer, man. You gotta make hay while the sun's shining. Um, so that, just because I don't know, like I said, maybe, I don't know, something to that degree. You know what I mean? That's working behind where we get paid for the service, but that's it. You know what I mean? We have nothing working behind us unless we sell another garage door. We actually physically go install it. That's kind of the thing I don't enjoy. Where that's why I'm always like, hey, maybe you should start selling a preventative maintenance package. You should be doing PMs and stuff like that. But there's still not really a good, like, it's just not very normal. It'd be cool if like you just start selling a subscription. That's what you need to do. So LiftMaster charged you a subscription, then you charge them a subscription. Say, look, if you want your opener to work this month, you got to pay. You don't own. Remember, you don't own nothing. You're gonna own nothing, and you're gonna be happy. So now you have to pay me a subscription. Yep, I'm the installer. Yep, you got to pay me $10 a month to use your garage door opener. I know. You got to pay electrician guy, or you got to pay electric bill, but that's okay. Now you got to pay me. I gotta pay the vendor or whatever. I gotta pay LiftMaster, GD. Yeah, it's not bad. Connection to buy water jug business. The guy had too much. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna do I think when I was working back at a shop, I was gonna do, I think it was spotless car care or car wash. And I was gonna do like detailing and stuff like that. Didn't really know, just wanted to start something. You know what I mean? Never really, never really went anywhere with it. One thing I've noticed, so we had a car wash that we worked for, and this is just my perspective on. Now, this is an automated two-stall car wash, right? Automated, they pull in, it's all touchless. Now, the one car wash we have that's around that has many locations, I think they run a pretty damn good business, I guess. What they do, see, is they get the, how do they do it? But anyways, you pay like $20 a month, and it's unlimited, right? But you pay $20 a month. And so they're banking on you not coming, or you don't want to wait in line, or you just missed, you didn't do it. Now, obviously, there's going to be some people that just go there all the time, but my dad has mentioned, because he's gone through it a few times, and that you got to watch because this one's got the brush system, scratches your paint. So it slowly beats up your car with all the sand and stuff. It beats up your paint. So, so yeah, now you're paying $20. You're thinking about that, man, maybe I'm only going to go once a week or every other week. I'm not going to go every week like I was, but they still, what are you doing? What, you need attention, kitty? Come here. Let's see if this jerk of a cat will come up here. He's young still. Popcorn. Come up here, doofus. Um, but anyways, the car wash we worked for, I'm sure the guy loved us because we did everything affordable, and I'd work for him at late, and then he eventually, the whole place closed down. And the doors were always getting to be Swiss cheese but I know he told me, he said they were paying a service company, and he said the chemicals were just like too expensive. So what I noticed was it instead of him running a business, the business ran him. He basically had to do he had to go late at night, and he had to fix it, and all these different things. So I'm not saying you can't make money in the car wash business, but there's definitely different layers. And you think about it, right? You sit there and you see all the cars, and you think, oh man, they're getting $5 or $10 a car wash. But man, when machines break, and everything is corrosive, that's the one thing too. Everything is so corrosive. So, but like everything, there's money to be made in everything. There's garage doors, whatever. I mean, there's ways to make money, but there's just so many things you don't think about. You know what I mean? Like when I started garage, I didn't think about, where's my vendors? Where do I get my supplies? holy cow, I'm gonna have a truck showing up in front of my house. That's not gonna work out so good. Like I need a building. I need to have a, like this or that. Just oh, debt. Yeah. Yeah. But at least with the car wash too, right? That's one thing I'm overlooking here is right. You got stuff working behind the scenes, right? Boom, boom, pumping out. But man, I remember he'd go through like air compressors, um, the machines, everything was always leaking, like the drain there, everything was always leaking into the drain, sometimes chemicals, water. Some places they had to they couldn't put that much down the sewer, so they had to regenerate the water. And he's like, that's super expensive to re. And I'm thinking, oh, this explains why this car wash probably isn't as popular and it doesn't do that good job because I went through it. And I'm like, this car wash sucks. Like my car's still dirty. It's got this film on it. Well, they can't use clean water. They're using recycled water. Is a killer business? It might be. It just probably depends on location and you gotta, you know, keep the machine. I mean, I watched like people going over the rails and I'd be like yelling at them. It's not even my business. I'm like, yo, like back up. Like you can't, you're on the rail. Oh, I don't know. Like they're going right towards the machine. I've seen them hit the machine. I remember one of the guys was at one, they went on the rail. Somehow it popped the grate out in the middle. The car went down into the grate. They had to get a tow truck in there. I've seen when the guy would smash into the door and then they have to get insurance involved and then we have to go, so um let's just break this down a little bit, like right, like if you said vending machine or car wash. Well, vending machine, right, not corrosive, in a nice environment for the most part, probably, right? It's probably in a break room, so it's heated and cooled, maybe, or at least heated. It's in a dry environment. I mean, yeah, you could have somebody break the machine, tip the machine, smash the window out, something like that. But nowadays we have cameras. Um, so and then like I don't know why, but for some reason I always see like little Debbie's. They're always in storage units. Like I've seen two or three of them, and I'm always like, yeah, I don't know if I want a little Debbie when I'm at the store because like they're just like stashed in and chips too, potato chips. Seen that quite a bit too. So if your potato chips and your little Debbie's taste funny, it's probably because they're just sitting in a storage unit. So I see these guys and they show up where I know the one car wash, it's over by the shop. Like they're always hiring a company to come fix stuff. Like I know they just changed the windows. I'm sure that wasn't cheap because windows were really foggy and gross. They changed out the windows and I don't think it even lasts 6 months to a year. They got all foggy and gross again, but they changed that. They fixed the machine. Um, you know what I mean? Like I'd go, like where the guy, he has his own little warehouse. He has his vending machines that he keeps and he fixes and he knows how to fix them. I just think of it as more light duty versus heavy duty and stuff that you could do versus you have to hire out to do. So just brainstorming, just brainstorming. Oh, his name's Richard. Okay. That's why I didn't know. It didn't quite look like him, but it looked similar to him. And I was like trying to stare at him. I like kind of yeah. He might be in one of the videos. You'll see him in the video. And I was like waiting for him to be like, see the camera and be like, who you? Why are you filming me? And because there was a guy, he had a huge, like his tripod or whatever went way far. He was taking like a whole aerial shot. I don't know who he was. I'd never seen him before, but he was taking like a video. And I was over the yak with somebody. I was like staring at him. I was like, who's that dude? It's like, who's that dude? And I wanted to like pull my stick out. I was like, oh, like, look, you think yours is tall? Look at mine. I know his is actually way taller than mine. We're gonna have a stick fight. Keep it clean. Oh, at the Indiana area. Really? So he's not too far away. I think he could teach me a thing or two. He's got some pretty crazy stuff. I encourage everyone not to get to gate. Gates are a different animal. Gates are a different animal. There's no crime. Man, you don't have no high end people that want their gates. Yeah, gates, you got to stay close to home And then weather. The big thing's weather. You know what I mean? I think affordable is we're gonna offer a service next year that we're gonna charge even if we have to hire some young kid or something, we're gonna do a winter package where they shovel the gates out for the customers for X amount of dollars. Once you understand how to like place the gate poles, the gate operators, and you understand the dynamics and you got a pretty decent vendor, the nice thing about gates is you don't need a scissor lift, or yeah, because you're not going up high. So everything's ground level. There is some cons. Like you do have to worry about what's in the ground when you're digging, high voltage communication. So that's one of the pitfalls. Once you understand how to run a string, and then it might carry you into like fencing. Now, I really like fencing. I just think it's so simple. I never get no callbacks. It's good money. It's like doing roofing. It's really good money, but it's you don't have to worry about it raining. Like all the product can sit out. I mean, I guess shingles could too, right? But all the product can pretty much sit out. You can partially install it. You can leave. You don't have to worry about tarping it. I like the cyclone or the just chain link fence. It just feels like a farmer. I don't know how to explain it. Like I always wanted to be a farmer, but it just feels good to be out there. I mean, keep the bad man, keep the boogeyman out, or keep the dogs in, or whatever the case may be. I just love that you can put on your thing. You're in your own little world. You're outside enjoying the fresh air. Um, and once you understand how to use it or to do it and leverage, it's just not too bad. We're going to be doing some inside pretty soon. We got some inside, or they got one at another place. They're small little gates for a commercial building. We'll probably get some video of the one, but the other one, I don't do that customer. That's Cap's job. He's part of that. You got to do safety and stuff. So I don't think I'll be involved in that. But and I don't know if that place would let you really, because they're kind of they make a lot of the jet engine parts for all these big airplanes. Probably one that I wrote on. Oh, they branch into awnings. Interesting. For us, it's gutters. I don't know why. They always, for the longest time, I don't answer the phone anymore, so I don't know. But I used to people, you guys do gutters? The last couple times I did answer the phone, though, I caught a couple people wanting security doors, like wrought iron for security doors for their front door. And I'm like, yeah, it's like, we don't do that. And it's too bad because our mini Detroit, there's probably a good business. Somebody could probably charge what they want. Because the one lady I talked to, I was like, I don't know who. And she's like, I did call somebody in Grand Rapids. They're going to come out. And I was just like, all right. I was like, well, I don't really know anybody. But gutters are a big one. Garage doors and gutters around here, for some reason, we got a couple places. I don't know if they started the trend, but we get people that call, do you do gutters? No, we don't do gutters. I don't even know if I'd want to do gutters. Gutters are like, the problem is, what you got to remember with gutters, even garage doors, I've had this problem too, is insurance. Because anytime you get above 6 foot, your insurance goes up for insurance. Oh, very few. Um, the Dapper. So SOS made it sound like this guy. I didn't get a lot of details because he was just telling me about him because they've been doing some. I think he does some kind of training and stuff. But he was saying basically, he's like, oh, you would know. He's like, because he basically talks about how he got cut in half with a garage door. I was like, I don't know who you're talking about. Like, I was like, he's like, he basically got cut in half. And I was like, I don't know if he is cut in half or like the door came down and it almost cut him in half. But like, yeah. So somebody in Texas, I don't know his name. I can't remember it. I don't think I got it on film. Um, but yeah, so there is some other ones out there that I need to get to know. But that one had me intrigued. I was like, because I thought he was talking about possibly the one guy, um, the one that, and I was like, ooh, I was like, I said, I know a lot of guys that talk about him and they, have concerns. And I said, something about charges like $2,000 to change out a spring and, this and that. And it didn't sound like it was the same cat. Here has a good business model where you grab a ticket at the entrance. They can charge you for time you're in the wash. So even if you're drying off, wow, they still charge for that. Nice. I've never seen that. That's pretty cool. I know, like the one that's over by the shop. The only reason I got to know that one pretty well is because the Raptor would go through it. It was the only one that I knew the Raptor because it's wider would go through. And what was kind of nice is they'd give you a little bit of a discount. I forget they'd take like 50 cents off or something. I forget what it was for your gas. So if you got a, and I think it was like 10. I always went with like the $10 one. That was always like the best, or not the best, but the next one was like $12. 12 was, I didn't really care for that one. So I just went with 10. You get undercarriage spray and everything. And what was great is it would generate the tag typically at the pump. So I like that. So I didn't have to go in. So I just, run my card, pump my gas, get some money off my gas. It'd spit out the ticket and it would charge me that $10 on my card. And then I had the number to punch in because I knew the card readers always seems like that's the biggest pain in the butt at the car washes, any ones I've been to. Even the other guy that ran another car wash, he always had card reader problems. And it was like a lot of money to upgrade them and, you know what I mean, to make it to be like a tap system and stuff. So, I mean, there's just so much there's like so much behind the scenes and you're dealing with the elements, you're dealing with the card readers being outside, you're dealing with people punching them, you got people punching in the wrong numbers. It's a hostile situation because you know what I mean? Like people are waiting behind, they're honking. Like that's why I always got the code because I didn't want to be the guy sitting there and I'd be like, it's not working. Like, yeah, you guys back up. Like, I got to get out of here. I can't. And they're like, what? Your card? You don't got no money? I'm like, it's not. I don't have no money. I don't. Quit making fun of me. So that was always a big thing. So they always had the card reader. Then they had a deal because we live in colder climates. You got to have a garage door. So that's why we worked on the garage doors because you got to keep the place heated. So, I mean, I can only imagine what the heat bill was, the water bill, the chemical bill, the fixing the machines bill. Like, so it was like when you were there working on it, and then like our bill just to fix the garage doors, I was just like, dude, I was like, I don't know how much money this cat's making. You know what I mean? And what I seen the trend is like when they first built the first car wash, and this guy wasn't even a part of that time. It was some other company. They built a brand new building. So it was basically where a grocery store started, and they put it on that grocery store. So they actually lease the property. They don't own the property. They lease the property. And then, so you're beholden to if they increase it or whatever, but they own the building. So they pay the money to build the building. And what I noticed is the first one they put all car wash door stuff in there, counterweights, rubber belts, aluminum pulleys, or that one had plastic hinges. They had the right door panels and it held up really pretty good. And then I don't know if they tried to cheat or whatever, but anyways, they bored a hole and they put the opener in the mechanical room. So I had a standard, just LiftMaster J series, older school opener. So they had that. And that one worked pretty good. But, the belts would get brittle and they'd break and the counterweights would fall. And that was a real pain getting the counterweights back up because they had this like sleeve over them. And of course, all the screws break off. And, I wasn't a big hammer drill guy at the time. And so all this stuff, and then they never wanted us to go there during business hours and all this crap. Because when it's sunny out, man, they want to make their money. So there was just all these levels. But then the other 3 or 4 buildings they built, it's like they found a way to save some money. So then they used Clopay standard aluminum full view cables. They did high cycle springs, but everything would rust and the rollers. And I was switching everything over to stainless steel and stainless steel rollers and nylon sealed nylon rollers, 2-inch rollers. Cables, I had to go all stainless steel, whatever cables and copper buttons and fittings. And there was just a lot going on. And I'd see I know what we sent for a bill, and I'd be like, holy crap, man, we just whacked them for, 1,200, 2,000, sometimes 3,000, 5,000. And I'm sitting there thinking, damn, like how many cars you got to wash to pay for this bill? Plus, you still got to pay a lease payment for this property. You got to pay electricity, which I'm sure is not cheap. And electric's going up like crazy right now. You know what I mean? You got to buy the chemicals. He's got 2 air compressors sitting there. One's already shot. You know what I mean? Like, the pumps are running. It's got hydraulics in here. Holy cow, there's a lot to keep running here. You know what I mean? And then keeping the roof going, keeping the heat in, I think all the heated floors. How did that happen? Something happened with the heated floors. Like the pipes went bad. And then I think no, the heated floor was still working. That's right. The heated floor, but they had blowers in there to keep extra heat in the bays. And those went bad. Those all got corroded. The motors all got corroded with stuff. I mean, so probably the guys that first built them skimmed off the top. Like they had a bank loan, money was flowing, like they're paying back, and then they sold it. That's what it felt like. It was like, we just getting out of here. We're going to sell it. Maybe they recouped or made a little bit more money. I don't know. But then it was like left to this other guy that I worked for. And it was like, it was like after talking to him and have lunch with him, we go to some baseball games, whatever, all this kind of stuff. He was the guy that would buy the whole room and stuff. You realize that he was doing a ton of the work. You know what I mean? Like the money wasn't there to hire the chemical guys to come because they wanted too much money. Using us as a door company because like we wouldn't fully charge for all the hours. At least I wasn't. It'd take me 3 hours to get out there. I might charge for an hour of travel time. There was just all these things where, I'd be there at night, customers trying to come through, cards not working, they have to go into the store. I mean, it just seemed like way too many things. Security cameras, have to keep security cameras going. And then you think about like, I'm there at nighttime, there's nobody there. So, I mean, you got a whole long time that nobody's there. And then when the busy time, but it is, if it's too busy, people just leave. Screw it, I'll go somewhere else. Then you have bays that were closed. I remember that because a door or a machine issue. So a bay would be closed, which ain't good. Awesome. Thanks for sending it. See you, Steve. Steven, we'll see you. Have a good night. Thanks for swinging by. Oh yeah. You've seen the California garage door school guy? No, yeah, that's who I was kind of referring to. I didn't see him there. Car washes. Talking about the kind where you have to pull into a bay. You have to get out and do it yourself. The wand and foaming brush. Yeah, that's different. That is different. No, and that's weird because there was a car wash over by my parents' old house, and me and my stepdad always talked about buying it, and that place has really just gone kind of downhill. And we really, really don't have that many. There's one down from the shop, but I noticed that guy. If there's anything that happens, right, that guy blows up. It's almost kind of like I was kind of nervous to go there one day, because I kept thinking I didn't have crap, but I had a different vehicle. And I thought this isn't like a normal service car, and I just thought, is this guy like gonna blow it? Like, we don't allow these commercial vehicles. And I was like, dude, it's not even, it's just dirt on it like a normal car. It's just like, I'm trying to clean the wheels. I'm trying to get the mud off the side of it. And I'm not coming in here with a pickup truck with bark or leaves in it, blowing the crap everywhere. But that guy will blow up everything. And that place really doesn't do much. It might not be in the best locations, kind of behind some buildings. But the other one, I think they just shut down. So I don't know why. I don't know if it's just our area. Um, I know last time I was there, the pressure wasn't good. I wasn't impressed. I was like, man, the pressure really sucks. I swore the guy walking around was the owner. I don't know for sure, but I told the guy because he was kind of like, he just seemed like he was kind of snooping, and I was like, hey, I was like, you own this place? And I was just really going to try to give him some encouraging feedback. But like, man, like this is really disappointing. Like, I don't know if you got a way to turn it up. Like, I'll pay more, but your pressure washer, the PSI here sucks. Like, it never used to be like this. So crank this thing up. Like, I don't mind paying, but I just, if you're gonna give me the poopy poop of power wash and soap or whatever, then no, thank you. I prefer them actually. I don't mind getting out and soaping and spraying them down, as long as everything is pretty much up to part. But there's another one that I think about. We installed roll up doors. They were going to shut it down at nighttime, and I really don't know if that place is even open. Um, so for some reason, our area, the biggest ones I know are the automated one that you pay the $20 a month or whatever, and it's unlimited. They're hooked to a gas station. That seems like that's a stellar one. That one's always busy. There's always cars. It's always hipped. But the automated ones around here, I don't know, maybe it's because of cold climates. They got to get out. I don't know. It'd be Evan. Do they by chance for you? Do they offer garage doors? Can they shut garage doors and they stay in there and they just time you? Probably too many people around here wouldn't pay. Good night. A local guy that I know has a car wash and a bunch of rentals. He is constantly repairing one of them and evicting people full time job. Yeah, it's kind of uh, uh, yeah. The I don't know why it's like with at least like how do I like I don't know. It's just different. I mean, you got more options. You know, at least what I like about even like if you did vending machines, right? I look at that and I go like to any kid, to even like even like my daughter, it's what, she's 15. I mean, like you put the snacks in the you know what I mean? Like it's very light work. Like anybody could do it. Where what I've always noticed with like garage doors is like it's a skilled trade. I mean, you can teach people it in a sense, but if you want certain things and quality and you want certain things done a certain way, it's can be difficult. All the training you got to go through and all this. And it's a very kind of to some degree, it's a very easy startup. Where like the vending, like every time I look at a vending machine, I'm always like, damn. I'm like, you got to spend $500 or $1,200 per unit, and then you got to get the customer. But when you do, it's there and it's generating and it's set for who knows, for probably hopefully a long time. Um, and then like I said, I just had we had 3 renovations and through the rentals, and the wife handled it all. I didn't have to touch it. She just got contractors in there, and I haven't touched any of them. You know what I mean? So that's what I like. And you have something where it's like so easy. Like I see people post all the time. I've been starting to think about trying some of it a little bit. But post on like Facebook. Like I always see people with garage doors. I see people do roofing, and there'll just be like 80 plus people that it's like the weekend service we could do. I don't ever see really the other side of it when you hold like an asset. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that. Like it's just a different algorithm. It's a different side to things. That's just I don't know how to explain it. It's just people run to you versus you run to people. That's what it feels like. The best car wash because they use hot. Ooh, get all the ice off. That is nice. That is nice. That's what I was trying to tell Tanner. It's like Tanner needs to have a wash bay. I tell you, if I was building a garage, I had the room. I understand. I'd definitely be putting like a concrete wall, maybe not all the way to the ceiling, but just a block that spray. You know, if I could have two sides that are concrete, and then I'd have a wash bay. Oh man, so you can take care of your assets. That'd be so nice. Have a nice power washer, hot water. Bring the pickup trucks in, spray them down. What's he got? All the lawn washing. Run and have automatic entrances, exit doors. Couple have a gate in front of the door. Nice. Nice. So do you have to like pay to get out? Is that how it works? Like you go in, it starts timing, and you gotta like, does it like pay to get the arm to go up or pay to, get the exit door? I'm assuming. If you get a chance too, if you go to it, Evan, take a video of it. That'd be pretty cool. Be cool to see. Put it on your channel or send it to me. Delivers potato chips and is very wealthy. By route. Oh, get to deliver to all the stores in the area. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Rusty, because I've been wondering a little bit because we had a lady that was doing it and she was doing it out of a storage unit. And she left her manifest or whatever. I seen her manifest, and I've seen all the stores. She was going like party stores and gas stations and stuff. And like you said, like basically she had a route. It seemed pretty simple. You know what I mean? She didn't have nothing crazy. Just small vehicles, right? I don't know if she might have had like a delivery vehicle of some sort. I just might not have seen it. And then we had a company over by the shop. We've done work on their doors. I think it was Frito Lay, and they are no longer in that business or that location. And I was telling Cap, I said, have you seen them around? They go to the bigger building, and he's like, I don't know. He goes, maybe they just like let them do it from home now. Like they just get deliveries or they go pick it up from wherever like the main headquarters. Cause this one would have like Frito-Lay trucks, like their trucks were advertised. They pull up to these docks. It just seemed kind of like one of those locations that they would maybe never leave. And they're gone. And I can't figure out where they went. I don't even really see the trucks around or anything, or, they're all kind of going a certain way back to, so I don't know if it turned into more of like an Uber type style where, like you said, people own the routes and now they're just going and using their own vehicles, or not real sure. But that's why I always like the vending side, because I know a couple people and they just use to me, it was just beautiful, right? They just used, and most of them always drove, they drove Chevys, the two I can think of right now. They drove nice Chevy trucks. One was a gasser, one was a diesel. And it was just like, it's like they're just cruising around with their four-wheeler. You know what I mean? They just unmarked. I'd always see them. I know kind of sometimes their trucks and that. And I'd see them at the little quick mark or whatever. And they're in there. They just drop the trailer. They pull out their dolly. They go into the store. They do the little thing. They pack back up, and it just looks like a very clean. You're probably in air conditioning if you're in a party store or wherever, a convenience store. You don't have to worry about DOT. You don't have to worry about labeling. You know what I mean? Like, look at me. I want your business. They can just sell their trucks, not take stickers off. They just, it just looks peaceful to me. And for them, they're not even dealing with vending machines. They're just restocking shelves. So I'm sure, dealing with the people and the public, and you're bent over, somebody's looking or dropping a coin down your butt crack, or I don't know. I'm sure there's something. I mean, like when I watch the pop guys, I think the pop guys got it worse. I mean, I see them. It's always like some younger kid, right? They got the, and I'm just like, you know, let me get the door for you. They're in their tires are all squatting on their dollies. They're just look like they're on a mission, like they're just killing themselves. Got the heavy water, not water, but pop and liquids, and got like paper stuck in their mouth. Trying to push everything as big as load as they can through the doors. Unwash you tickets and count your time. Attendance in the cashier booth. Liftmaster remote clip to her shirt. Booth of 3-button control station. Nice, nice. They must make some money if they can have a human, man. You know what I mean? That's awesome. Besides the register, that's awesome. Yeah, we don't have nothing that's like we don't have nothing good enough to have humans to pay a human. You know, I was even surprised when we left the airport. They had their, we have to pay because you're parked for so long, and I think it was like $60 too. And we went up, and I seen there was like this automated thing, and then I seen finally like the lady open the window, and she like waved, and I'm like, oh, I was like, I'd rather just deal with you if I can. I said, I'd rather deal with a human. She's like, yep, I'm here. That's fine. I'm like, sweet. Shoot a video washing the truck tomorrow. There you go. There you go. Dirty, normal during the warm weather. Next door. This wash, they leave open. Other wash have motion detectors. Yeah, it'd just be kind of cool to see a different. I know the one car wash that we used to work for in town was they've put gates, or they got a barrier arm now, so they do a barrier arm, and so you pay. They used to have a person in a booth, and there was no barrier arms, and they'd be closed. I think they're leaving it open more or less during certain hours or longer hours. So you used to always pay. They did oil changes there too, um, but they would now you just pay or whatever. It's got a barrier arm. Then you must go in, and it must be for the most part automated. They used to. I don't know how that works, because they used to power wash you too, but do the pre wash. Scrub the bottom, pre wash. I don't think they got people there during certain hours. It's just must be kind of automated. So maybe that also keeps people from not really coming, because it never really looks busy. I'll just drive by and I'll see the doors all open, and I'm like, oh, the car wash is open. I'm like, ain't nobody there. I'm like, looks like just there for the boogeyman to come in and do something. So I don't know. It's different. It's different. Things are changing. Can't say for the better or for worse. We live in a little bit different area, not the most honest, or everybody's trying to save a buck or trying to steal a hubcap, it seems like, you know, just in our generic area. But yeah, you should definitely, if you get a little video clip of it or something, be kind of interesting to see how that lay out, because we don't have nothing quite like that. Most of our, I'd call it self-serve car washes where you do it, they're gone. There isn't very many. I don't even know if there's still one over by the mall. That one I used to go to quite a bit, and that one was pretty nice. That was pretty nice, and they'd have. I was like next to an apartment complex. I never knew if I was supposed to be there. It didn't really say not to. It was kind of like, I think they kept it for their own like apartment complex, but theirs was always the cleanest, the nicest, good power, good pressure. Everything worked. So I used to go there. I just do my stuff. But now, you know, if you should get, that's what you should get, Evan. You probably seen my video. I got the video with you should get yourself a soap cannon. Just buy a little electric power washer. I don't know if Rusty tried that chemical stuff out yet. I'm really digging it. It works really good. You know what I mean? It's convenient. What's up, Jeremy? What's new in the world? So what is it? I gotta make sure to this phone I'm not neglected. Holy cow, we're getting late. We'll give it to probably about noon or noon. Probably give it to midnight. And then it's midnight snack time. Hey, I see the sub. Awesome. Oh, Rich sent me that door. That's nice. Is there any chance I can call you for some trade on the trade? Yeah, you can call me. I'll text you. I'm gonna check what would be the best time. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, let's see here. Mm, washing a truck. What's it got? The wrap is nice, but you can't pressure wash it anymore. I need to hand wash once a week. Really? Huh. I wonder why. I wonder why you can't do the wrap because when I got the trucks wrapped, um, you know, my wrap guy never said anything about no power washing. Um, and I would take the Raptor all the time through the car wash, the touchless one, and never had a problem. Never had really a problem with it fading. I mean, the vans sit out in the sun 24/7 or whatever, not 24/7, but all the time. They're never parked inside, and the wrap's held up really good. It hasn't faded. I seen the one I think on the hood was like almost like expansion contraction type of thing, like it's got this spider webs through it a little bit. But I power washed them obviously with those chemicals. I mean, that guy in that video I sent you, he had a truck with stickers on, and he power washed it. And to be honest, those chemicals are so good um, that, and I didn't realize I wasn't diluting them like I was supposed to, so I was putting them on pretty concentrated. I think you could go around with a pump sprayer, either a pump sprayer or a backpack sprayer. I got one of those Milwaukee ones. You could get a pump sprayer, and I think you could literally go around and spray the truck or vehicle with it, and then take the second application and pump. Have two pump sprayers or whatever. You could spray it in a nutshell if you diluted it right. It'd be obviously way easier with a foam cannon because the chemical works so good, and then you could wash it off. I think you could wash it off with a hose, and you wouldn't even. It would look just as good or clean. Now the windows, I did the Wifetrons not too long ago. I noticed the window had a little bit of residue, so what I would recommend is like I like to wash. Like I like to spray foam them, and I wash the windows with a brush of some sort, and then I spray it, and it looks great. You know what I mean? A lot quicker. Anybody told you anything other than dish soap? Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming you guys use the same wrap, unless you guys just don't have good people at wrap over there. I don't know. I mean, but you know what I mean? They might be saying that to save their bacon a little bit. I don't know. You know what I mean? But the Raptor went through the car wash, shoo, hundreds of times, never had a problem. And then we've been doing the work fans with that one stuff. How'd the work fans? Um, did we do anything before? No, we just normally take them in and get it detailed. You know what I mean? We hand wash them occasionally here and there, but no problems. No fading. The worst thing I'd say on the wrap I've seen is the ladder rack. If the ladder rack starts getting rust on it and it drips in a certain spot, it'll leave a rust stain. That's the worst. And I've actually taken CRM. Is it CRM? It's basically for getting rid of rust. And I've used that. And I've also used a what's it called? Magic eraser. That worked pretty good. It does leave little fine scratches. It's not good for it, but you can't see it. Like it's you know at the car wash. Shh, don't tell no one, Evan. We still haven't sent him an estimate. Shame on me. Shame on me. I I was just thinking about it. I was thinking about tomorrow actually collecting all the notes because he has like three options. Um, you know what I mean? And that's just what happens. It's what happens. You get lazy and fat, and you got money rolling in. You just don't really. You can start not caring, and that's why young bucks like yourself can come in and you can provide a better service. You can provide a quicker service. You can provide, and it kind of reminds me of back when I used to answer the phone all the time. I answer the phone all the time through the weekend. And I collected so much business and I was just like, I'd be like, I just can't believe these dudes haven't figured out, like, if they answer the phone on the weekend, like you can charge like another $300 or $400 on top of your normal service call. And I was like, I always told myself at one time, I was thinking, I'm just going to do service call after hours on the weekends. So you just kind of, like I said, I can see how it gets old. But then the problem was you start getting older, you start having family, you have kids, and you realize, yeah, you know what? Like, I kind of want to go to the cookout. Hey, I kind of want to go on the boat. Hey, I want to go camp and I want to go on a vacation. And you realize why those things don't really happen anymore. I see rat trucks at the power wash all the time. Yeah. That's what he told me. Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, I look at it, if I was, you know what I mean? There's like somebody asking, like, well, how often should I use the garage door? I'm like, only up and down once a day. When you go to work and you come back. So twice. That's it. That's it. Other than that, don't use it anymore. And you'll get 10 plus years out of it. You know what I mean? So, I'm just saying the rap guy probably, you know what I mean? Like, he don't want, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, the corner starts peeling off. You go back, you're like, yo, man, what? Did something puke out on me? Hopefully we still got audio. I think my audio puked out. That's all right. It's getting close. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Maybe. What's he got? He says, no, it's the pressure. If you hit the edge, it can peel it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if you get you know, that's what I'm saying. If you still, thanks, Evan. Um, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you use like a foam cannon, right, and you get electric sprayer, it really don't spray out that hard. You know what I mean? So you could, probably spray it, and then with electric one, it really is not that powerful. Like, not like the gas powered one. The gas powered DeWalt one, yeah, you put that up close enough. I know one of the guys. I think it was one of the guys, or was it me? I can't remember. I think one of the guys might have been me. I don't know. I was trying to like get rid of the rust. I was like, oh, I just hit it a little hard, and all of a sudden it was like you're like peeling like oh, like you're wrecking the wrap. So yeah, you can get crazy, but you know how it is, man. You just got to use some common sense. Corners, hey, easy on the corners, but it's so fast and quick. Oh yeah, you see, yeah. What'd you think, man? That thing was crazy. That big old salt, man. I tell you, I'm still feeling the effects of that salt. That salt, whatever it is, man. I now I see why I eat your car up. Just the stuff sitting in this scissor lift. My Allen wrenches are toast. My screwdriver got toast. My latches on my Milwaukee's got toast. I don't even know if we sprayed the springs down that good. And we had the springs sitting on the ground. And man, I just couldn't believe it. Stuff's like, it's like wrecked. It's not really wrecked, but it's like wrecked. It's like all like, you're like, you don't even want to use it. You're just like, golly, throw these away and get new ones. It got even on my bearing blaster. It got just touching it, just another tool touching another tool. It just spreaded. And, man, stuff just nasty. Probably have to go in with, more lubrication next time or something, like just like spray it like hairspray, spray it everywhere, just spray it on the tools, spray it on everything every day. Cause wow, it was crazy. Maybe I'll get another one uploaded tomorrow. We'll see part of that. Cause there's two of those big doors. And the one took us quite a long, I don't know how long it took us, 6, 7 days, the two of us. And then the other one, boom, we knocked it out in like, I think we knocked it out in 2 days with a whole crew of guys that knew what they're doing. So that worked out great. So we got some video of that. So hopefully I'll be, but I kind of want to make sure I get out this IDA stuff because that's more, I think, of a time sensitive versus the other stuff. I apologize. I'm so far behind. Hopefully I can start catching up a little bit now that the planning for IDA's kind of out there, airplane, all this other stuff. Like I said, we're just winding down with some of the construction projects, the rentals, and so I can hopefully start kind of focusing back on things. But I didn't realize till last week, Cap's he's like, I'm like looking kind of like, oh, it doesn't look like there's, I don't see like a lot of residential doors to per se, but he's like, oh no, he's like, I got this job is coming in, this fence job and this gate. And I'm like, I was trying to tell Caleb, I was like, man, I thought we were going to be able to be around the shop and get some stuff done. I said, there's a couple of trees I've been wanting to kind of whack out. And I'm like, told him, I said, by the time this tree, I said, do you try to get these jobs done? I said, I know he's got a couple of his jobs. I said, there you go. I said, summer's over with. So definitely busy. All right, guys. Heading out. Thank you guys so much for being here. Love y'all. I hope you all do good sections and a 9x7 Monday. Nice. Keep it going, Evan. I'm proud of you, man. Young buck, you're doing good. Doing good, man. I'm proud of you, Rusty. You keep selling. Sell a couple gates or something down there in Haiti, you know what I mean, where it's warm. But otherwise, Jeremy, thanks for stopping in. I'm sorry you kind of ran in late. I wish I could stay a little later, but I need a midnight snack. I think everything's caught up. I'm about ready for the old sack. I need to do some YouTube University saturation. See what's new out there. See if the Straits of Hormuz is open or is it closed. What's true? What's a lie? What's a fairy tale? See if I can learn anything that's probably useless, but it makes for good entertainment sometimes. But yeah, keep ordering those doors. Keep it going while you can, because I tell you what, guys, I don't know. I feel like they're suppressing the inflation. It's going to be coming. I just don't know how. I don't know how we got lowered fuel prices so fast. With what we're not seeing at the pump, of course, but for the barrels, and that just blows my mind. Are we just being tricked? I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. All right, guys, take care. Keep your fingers. Maybe we'll see you Sunday. Maybe we'll see a post. I'll try to get the SOS up. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, night, morning, evening. Great universe.